go-getter for Farmington Public School Board, been on the board 11 years. I am supporting Haley Stevens because she's that candidate. We need someone that can represent all of us, not just one race, but all races. Haley has done great work in Farmington and in Farmington Hills. She knows what she's doing. And anytime you can go to a Democratic convention and be booed and walk from behind a podium and stand there while you're being booed and things thrown at you.
She went on to say, don't be a Democrat and celebrating your victory by speaking Arabic and playing Arab music. She's African American, by the way. This is the divide in Michigan right now, and it's reaching a fevered pitch. More on that as this week develops. I do want to tell you about my favorite supplement right now, Relief Factor. It's my favorite supplement because Relief Factor got me back on my feet again and training for a marathon. And I could barely walk a couple of months ago. My sciatica was just that bad. I'm not the only one. Chris spent years doing physical work, and he had sore feet. He started taking Relief Factor, and then he ran a half marathon. You see a pattern developing here? Listen, if you've got everyday aches and pains, if you've got serious discomfort, or even like I had, debilitating inflammation that caused you to take the sidelines, you got to try Relief Factor. Your 3-week quick start is only $17.76. Call 800-4RELIEF or go to relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com.
It's time for Talktivities on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Do you have an item for Talktivities? Email it to calendar@pvbcradio.com.
Eastern New Mexico Medical Center has a stroke support group for stroke survivors, family members, and caregivers. Meetings are on the third Wednesday of every month from 4 to 5 p.m. at the ENMMC Senior Circle, 350 West Country Club Road in Roswell. The support group is free and open to the community. Light refreshments will be offered. While New World screwworm hasn't been detected in the United States, New Mexico is ready if it happens. A new single state-run website has been launched with up-to-date information, including how to identify infestations, protect people and animals, report suspected cases, and contact experts. For streamlined resources, visit screwwormnm.org.
If you have an item for Talktivities, email it to calendar@pvbcradio.com. That's calendar@pvbcradio.com.
Roswell's home for talk radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
News this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. Accusing New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani of stoking fear and hate, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu vows to visit New York soon. Mamdani has called Netanyahu a war criminal who the mayor says should be arrested if he sets foot in the U.S.
Speaking Sunday on Fox News Channel, Netanyahu said he intends to attend the United Nations General Assembly gathering of world leaders in September. Mamdani said last week that while New York lacks legal authority to execute the arrest warrant from the International Criminal Court, he encouraged the federal government to do so. President Donald Trump has said Netanyahu won't be arrested. Netanyahu dismisses the ICC charges tied to the war in Gaza as bogus. Bernie Bennett reporting.
The U.S.-Iran war is on hold again. The two sides have refrained from additional attacks. There's a prospect of a resumption of talks aimed at reviving their ceasefire. The pause in the fighting has led to falling oil prices and rising stock futures on Wall Street. AAA's current national average for a gallon of regular gas, $4.11. That's unchanged from yesterday. In Seattle last evening,
we started getting shooter, and there was like a stampede of people just running, knocking down a lot of products from the vendors, etc.
Gunfire near Seattle Space Needle during a popular food festival.
There were a total of 7 victims that suffered gunshot wounds at the scene. And we have a total of 3 fatalities out of those 7 victims.
Seattle Assistant Police Chief Tyrone Davis says the suspects in custody. The search for a second continues. Says the gunmen were shooting at each other and there's no ongoing threat to the general public. President Trump plans to focus on the economy and his economic agenda during today's visit to a GM plant in suburban Detroit. On Wall Street, the Dow futures are up almost 600 points. The NASDAQ futures 387 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hi, I'm Kirk Cameron. Christian Healthcare Ministries is not another health insurance policy. If you're tired of year-long contracts and pointless restrictions, CHM offers anytime enrollment on your schedule and at your convenience. With CHM, you're paying half the cost of a traditional health insurance plan. So that puts more money back into your budget for everyday needs. Plus, you'll have access to CHM's care solutions for virtual appointments, prescription savings, surgery support, and more. My family and I joined in 2018, and it's changed our lives for the better. We love paying way less while helping other believers afford their medical bills. Take the leap of faith and see why Christians across the nation are better with CHM.
Get started by calling 1-833-JOIN-CHM and use promo code WELLNESS for a 50% credit towards your first month. That's 1-833-JOIN-CHM and use promo code WELLNESS.
French President Macron has called a crisis meeting to address uncontrolled wildfires, forcing over 250,000 people to flee their homes. In one region, southwest in France, flames have burned an area that's 4 times the size of Paris. Officials say the situation did remain globally stable overnight. That's a change from previous days with no new evacuations having been announced. With France entering its peak tourist season, local authorities have banned holiday camps for youngsters and people with disabilities. Ukrainian President Zelensky set to meet with British Prime Minister Andy Burnham at a naval base in England. Burnham says the visit is designed to underline unwavering British support for Ukraine. Zelensky's trip is the first by a foreign leader since Burnham took office a week ago. He will be the 5th British Prime Minister the Ukrainian president has dealt with since 2022. Townhall.com. Government may not mind spending other people's money, but those whose money is being spent, they feel differently. They're fleeing high tax states. The statistics prove it.
Analysis from Unleash Prosperity says Americans continue relocating across state lines, shifting both population and income. The report lists Florida and Texas as the biggest net gainers of residents, while New York and California saw the largest population losses. Researchers say migration patterns can affect state economies by moving consumer spending, workers, and tax revenue from one state to another. Ken Lorman reporting.
Federal appeals court has upheld a judge's ruling that halted President Trump's attempts to create a federal voter list and limit who can receive a mail-in ballot. Judges of the First U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals rejecting the administration's effort to overturn an injunction. Townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel wishing, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Monday, everybody.
Indubitably.
Guess start of the Chavez County Fair this week.
Yes, everything was kind of getting put in place yesterday as I drove by the fairgrounds.
So they have shows and stuff, I believe, starting today, right?
Mm-hmm. can catch all the action over at ksvptv.com.
Yeah, of course you can be there in person and watch the fair, and then mosey on over to the food court and get you some waffle fries or corn dogs.
Now, are they going to have a food court?
I believe they do. Yeah,
Okay,
usually during the Chaves County Fair. Now the rides aren't.
No, the rides aren't for sure.
But if you want to eat, they got you eatings. They got you eatings on.
That never seems to be a problem around Roswell. You always seem to be able to find food.
Yeah, you want to get your grub on. They got your grub on. So, probably a lot of your, like a lot of the locals that come out to do Mexican food at the Eastern Fair. A lot of them come out to the Chaves County Fair.
In the booths.
Yeah.
Just bear in mind that whatever you see on those AI flyers that you're seeing floating around, you're probably not going to get served that beautiful of a burger. That burger was made by a computer.
Yeah, they're
they're still going to be good. They're going to be good. It's just not going to be pretty.
Still haven't seen the AI thing for parking lot tamales yet.
You don't need AI for parking. They sell themselves. That's what they do. How was your weekend?
Quiet. I've been under the weather.
Yeah,
I'm still not feeling great, but it was a rough weekend. But I'm surviving. Really laid low and went out grocery shop a little bit. That was about it. Did some stuff around the house, but besides short of that, it was pretty low key weekend.
You shopped in person, like a pleb?
I did.
What?
I did both though. We had.
There it is.
I actually had. I had delivery because we needed salt for our water softener, and so I didn't feel like we had it delivered. Yeah, good to be lazy.
It sometimes is, yes.
But when it came to groceries, I wanted to pick my own, so I went and got.
Yeah, generally speaking, you're going to have a lot better luck when you pick your own.
Yeah.
Because if you especially with produce or, and this is a big one. I'm approaching it from both sides of it because I've been the shopper, and I've also ordered. And I understand that when you can't find an exact product, if you can find something similar or a smaller version of that product, usually that will fly. Half the time I'm like, I ordered a 12-pack of Dr. Pepper or whatever, they were out. So we got you this bottle of apple juice.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Yeah, I've got that too. Like, that's not what I ordered or even remotely.
Even close. You guys weren't even in the same section.
It's like, y'all trying to tell me something, send me a message. You need more fiber. But that being said, when it comes to that place, I really try not to go in there. If I can get delivered or pick up, I'll do that there as opposed to walking into that place.
Yeah. Now, Sam's on the other hand, that's a whole experience.
Yeah, I go in there because I like
especially on a Saturday because you get sample Saturday.
Well, that night. And it's like a new experience every time. There's different things in there each time.
Here's a hack for you, especially if you're a Sam's Club member. If you're not, just pro tip: just say you're going to the cafe. Anyways, on a day like today, if you go into where they keep the dairy or the produce and just kick it for 20 minutes, that'll reset your entire body temperature. It's like 27 degrees in there. I love going in and shopping for fresh berries.
You hear that, Kim?
Right there next to where the orange juice is, the fresh orange juice.
There's a spot for you there when you hit your moment.
There's a little nook. Ooh, yes. Yeah, for all you ladies out there who are menopausal or perimenopausal.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Little hot flash station.
By the way,
that's a fun hack.
For all you people in the car industry, those who invented the cooling seats, that's like the biggest hot flash solver for women out there. If you have a cooling feature on your seats,
does it do it for you? I mean, does it actually cool the seats?
Yeah, it does. Now my Jeep doesn't have cooling; it has heating. Kim's has cooling and heating, and the cooling does cool. It's kind of nice. You sit there like, I got a frosty buttocks.
Right. Well, usually, when you get a cold sensation around your buttocks area, especially at an age, an elevated age, concern sets in.
No, but it goes up your back. It's all right. It feels good. I like it. So,
it goes up that's like a toddler.
But I've been told by several people that they're great for hot flashes.
Yeah, that's handy. A handy little thing to keep in your back pocket.
But when in doubt, go to the dairy/produce section of Sam's Club, and that'll get her done too.
That's always a handy thing to have.
Yep, there you go. Let me give you the rundown for today. We're actually going to play a long interview this hour, so I better get her going. Bill Williams, Chavis County Manager, joined us on Friday, give us an update on the county, talk a little bit about the last commission meeting. So we're going to play that interview here for you in just mere moments. In the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to replay our interview Sean had with Amy McVeigh-Tejas and Adam Rowe from the Historical Society. And then Carrie Moore from the Health Council will join us in the 9 o'clock hour because this weekend is the health fair.
Yes.
It's also tax-free weekend.
It is.
So
it is indeed.
A lot going on there. But the Health Expo and Fun Run, all that's happening on Saturday out at the mall. So she'll give us all the latest on that.
Just because two words rhyme doesn't mean they go together.
Fun Run?
Fun Run. Try to lure me in with the idea of fun. There's a run involved.
You can do they should have a fun watch.
Yes. A fun viewing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a charge for like a viewing section. You could sit and maybe even offer a heckle. I don't know.
Maybe
family-friendly heckling.
Change the name of a fun run to something more apropos, like the Arduous March.
Yes.
Something like that.
Baton Death March. No, but I would offer up a peanut gallery. Or perhaps the balcony.
Yes.
A la the Muppets, where you could be curmudgeon.
Okay.
And say
now hear me out.
Yes.
There's a company in Las Vegas called Zeusk.
Yeah.
They just recently launched, and right now for free, you can ride for free. But they're these AI powered robo taxis, and they're driverless. But they are like these big cubes, and they have windows on each side, and you just sit. There's like 2 benches inside, so you sit like 2 people and 2 people up. Basically, I think it sits up to 6.
Okay.
But and then giant windows, that are tinted, so you're not getting blasted with heat or whatever. AC, and it rides along the fun run, so you can sit there, eat popcorn, maybe pop a can of Pringles, enjoy a nice gelato.
I love a good gelato.
Or go the other way with it. Reach a hand out one of the windows and hand somebody a bottle of water.
That's right.
Or
do the cheating method like they do on the bikes.
Yeah.
You ever seen that move? So like on the bicyclist guys, like they need a new bottle of water. Like the move is the van that's the guy's handing him the water. So like they'll put the guy with the hand with the bottle of water, the dude on the bike grabs the hand, and as he's grabbing the bottle, uses the vehicle to catapult them a
little skitch action.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, and apparently that's standard operating procedure in bicycling.
Oh, that's
so if
legal
everybody
in cycling?
does it, then it's good.
Right.
I guess. But apparently that's the thing.
Oh, sure. But you stick one needle in one buttock for like 2 or 3 years, and all of a sudden you're the bad guy.
That reminds me. For people, if you ever want to watch a good bicycle movie that's old.
All right.
It's but it stars a young Kevin Costner and Ray Dong Chong.
Oh, wow.
And I can't remember who else is in it. But it's called, I believe it's called Western Flyer. American?
Radio Flyer?
No, not Radio Flyer. That's the movie about the wagon and the boy.
And
I think this is called Western Flyer.
West.
I think it's what it's called, and it's a bicycle race in the Rockies with and it's maybe it's American Flyer.
Western Flyer with Nick. Nope, that's not it. Although there is a 9 minute 45-second award-winning short documentary about the Western Flyer.
Maybe it's American
Flyer.
Try
okay.
American
I'll
Flyer.
try that. All right, you already did the rundown.
Yeah, I do that.
Well, vamp there, but okay. Yep, American Flyers.
There it is.
Yeah, 1985.
I recommend that movie.
I was one.
It's a good movie.
That's good.
I enjoyed that movie. There's other famous people in it too. I just can't remember off the top of my head. So,
we'll get into it next hour.
Yes. All right. It is 7:15. Let's do this. We're gonna do weather and a quick commercial break, and then on the other side of the break, we'll play our interview with Bill Williams. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Really strong high pressure system over the southern plains, and that'll keep things very hot for us today. Lots of sunshine. Afternoon highs at about 105. For the overnight hours, mid-70s, windy, and maybe a few clouds. And then we get more heat on Tuesday, about 105 again, and sunny skies, not too windy. 100 to 105 Wednesday and Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Hey, Roswell, time is running out to cash in on some of the biggest savings of the season. The loan and lease termination sales event is happening right now at Roswell Ford. Drive away with a truckload of savings in a brand new Ford F-Series pickup with financing as low as 0% APR and make no payments for 90 days. Upside down in your current car, truck, or SUV and want out early? Roswell Ford will do whatever it takes to get you out of your trade, even if you owe up to $10,000 more than it's worth. Have less than perfect credit? Roswell Ford works with a network of aggressive lenders that will push to approve your credit, even if it's less than perfect. Get on board at Roswell Ford during our loan and lease termination event and get huge savings on all new F-Series trucks, America's top-selling pickup in each of the past 49 years. 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 36 months is $27.78 per thousand finance on F-150 trucks. Excludes Raptor. Interest accrues from date of sale. Subject to lender approval. Offers not combined.
Summer adventures in New Mexico can lead to unexpected injuries or conditions. Artesia General Hospital and our skilled general surgeons remind you, take steps to avoid surgery while traveling and enjoy outdoor family time. Lift heavy coolers and luggage properly to prevent hernias. Practice safe food handling at picnics to avoid severe infections. Wear protective gear during activities. Clean cuts thoroughly and don't ignore persistent abdominal pain, swelling, or unusual symptoms. Prevention is best, but if surgery is needed, whether for appendicitis, gallbladder issues, or trauma, our experienced team is here. Dr. Michael Mann, MD, and Dr. Shiamo Pansaria provide compassionate, expert general surgery care right here at home. For advanced surgical services you can trust, choose Artesia General Hospital. Artesia General Hospital. Healthy summers start here with surgical excellence when you need it.
The sizzling summer savings event is on now at Roswell Nissan. Now through the end of the month, get massive savings across the lot on an amazing selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. And that's not all. Get 0% for up to 60 months on select 2026 Nissan Rogue, Frontier, Murano, and Pathfinder. Make this summer road trip season a little hotter with the help of the hottest lot in southeastern New Mexico. But these sizzling savings won't last. Get to the sizzling summer savings event on now at Roswell Nissan. 2111 West 2nd.
Good morning. This is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A good July run this week with a nice selection of all classes of cattle, especially high-quality native calves, light yearlings with condition. A few pairs, bred cows. We expect to sell 950 head, breaking down like this: 141.60 weight cows and bulls, 125 pairs, bred cows, 650, 700 calves and yearlings. Today's sale will include 9 cow-calf pairs from Mr. Nash Stansfield down at Alamogordo, New Mexico. Excellent quality black Angus crossbred cows with black and red Angus calves at side. They are long 2 and 3 year old, nice set of pairs. 42 bred cows, RL Cattle Company, Dexter, New Mexico. Excellent quality 80% black to black white face cows in good condition. First and second trimester bred to Angus and Charolais bulls. 7 bred heifers, Mr. Russell Freeman, Winston, New Mexico. Excellent quality English crossbred heifers, bred to low birth weight bulls for spring calves. These heifers are full 2-year-olds. 22 calves, light yearlings, Flying H Ranch, Roswell. Excellent quality black Angus, weaned, 1 round of shots, 450, 650 pounds. 37 calves, Montez Cattle Company, Sudan, Texas. Excellent quality black white face and Charolais crossbred calves, 1 round of shots, 350, 500 pounds. 92 calves, light yearlings, Hendricks beef, Flying H, New Mexico. Good to excellent quality black Brangus crosses, 1 round of shots, thin to medium condition, long-tailed, 375, 575 pounds. 15 calves, Mr. Chris Sinkowitz here north of Roswell. Excellent quality black Angus calves, Bovinshield Gold 8-way, 350, 450 pounds. 35 calves, the Desert Lily Ranch, Midland, Texas. Excellent quality Charolais crossbred calves, shots at Brandon, 350, 475 pounds. Sale time this morning, 9 o'clock. Sale pairs, bred cows, 9:30. Be selling calves and yearlings around 10 a.m. We expect to sell 950 head today. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. you burn more calories sleeping than you do watching television. For the ultimate workout, fall asleep in front of the TV. Here's Mike Winters.
In studio this morning, Chavis County Manager Bill Williams back with us. Good morning. Manager Bill Williams
morning.
back with us.
How are you doing
morning.
today? I'm doing good. I'm looking forward.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm looking forward to the warm, dry weather here. I just got back from New Orleans last week, and well, came back early this week. But the humidity, I see what they mean by dry heat. It's much different over there than it is here.
It is. Matter of fact, I just so happened to have been in New Orleans in June.
Oh.
And on vacation, and yes, it is. But growing up East Coast
didn't bother you.
I wouldn't say no, because I did sure appreciated what I got back here, but I acclimated it quicker than I thought, and I was kind of like, okay, and you know, as long as I'm on the river, it wasn't too bad. When you get it inland a little bit, it's not so joyous.
My goodness,
yeah.
We went on a tour, hypothetically, an historical tour of the French Quarter. I'm confident that I will not be quoting any of the information we got from the tour guide as fact, because I think he's kind of making it up as he went. But it was all outside, standing on the street corners and looking up and down these alleys and all these things. Sweated completely through the shirt, just dying there.
Oh,
it was
man.
a 2-hour tour, and oh my gosh. By the end, I didn't care anything about what he said. And at the beginning, I cared very little about what he said, because it was obviously not real factual. But
What I don't know if you did, when you're sightseeing, did you get a chance to go to the World War II Museum while you were there?
I did go to the World War II Museum. I believe it was 5 buildings. It's just amazing.
It's impressive.
It's sensory overload.
Yes.
There is so much going on there. There's so many displays. It's probably one of the best displays I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Outside of the Smithsonian or something.
And pull back the curtain, that is Smithsonian.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
that is done by the
makes sense.
Smithsonian people.
Because it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
They said it was the #1 tourist attraction in New Orleans.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Went
That
there
is
the
the
first day and
Smithsonian that
spent
curates
3
that.
or 4 hours there. You could spend days there. And
Oh, yeah.
Not encompass it all. It was really something.
And they had, did you get a chance to watch the 4D film there that they had? It's basically kind of an overview of the World War II, but it's done in this 4D way where they had guns coming up and
I didn't
wind blowing.
see
Yeah.
that. There was like a submarine experience at the end, and it was more for the kids.
Okay.
You looked at the ceiling and you could see what was going on the surface, the boats and stuff, and you pretended to man a duty station at a submarine. Of course, a submarine was 25, 30 foot wide,
Right.
which would not be the case.
No.
But anyway, I was talking about a final battle of a very decorated submarine. I can't remember the name of it,
Okay.
unfortunately. But that was kind of interesting.
Yeah,
But
see,
the
that's-
airplanes, full-size airplanes, bombers hanging from the ceiling, it was really something to see.
Oh, yeah. It was really cool. And I highly recommend anybody goes to New Orleans, go to that museum. It's great.
Well, we went for the National Association of Counties, as I've told you before. That's 3,086 counties across the United States represented there. Last year, we were successful in presenting a resolution to oppose the National Interest Electric Transmission Corridor. And once it's approved, and that was approved last year without opposition by the full membership, they will lobby on your behalf for a year. Then you have to resubmit all that. So over the last few months, we've been going through the process of resubmitting. So that was taken to the main floor again, once again, approved without any opposition, or supported without any opposition by 3,086 counties. So, little old New Mexico is, taking their spot on the national stage.
Very cool.
Along with that, several months ago, I got a call from one of my friends who lives in Socorro County, and I've been, of course, working on agriculture-related things across the state for some time. They called and said, hey, can you help us with a resolution to delist the Mexican wolf because of the issues that have gone on in Catron and Socorro counties in particular in New Mexico. It's ranged a little wider than that, but those 2 counties in particular are having some real issues, counties over in Arizona. And so wrote a resolution with the help of some others who already had gathered a lot of information. And I told one of the commissioners over in Socorro County, I said, I don't mind presenting the resolution, standing up there, giving that, and I can answer basic questions from my research, but if they need someone who's on the ground that actually has wolves, you need to be standing there if they need to have that personal connection.
Sure.
And so we've been working on that for a few months. We presented it. Actually, Commissioner Perry presented that in Washington. I was ill at the time, so I was unable to go. He presented it, so it became an interim resolution, same as the last one did, which meant that they would support that up until the general meeting, the annual meeting, and then it would have to be approved by the general membership. So I submitted it again, presented it, and we were able to get that approved without opposition again by the General Assembly of National Association of Counties. So we've been pretty successful. Like I say, there's a lot of different people represented, different ideals, different problems, and we have 2 resolutions that came right here from our part of the state.
Excellent.
And on a national level that will make sure that people know what our concerns are there. So
good deal. More eyeballs means potential of things getting fixed. So.
Yeah, it's really interesting to work through those processes. You know, I'm on the Public Lands Steering Committee, and you go in there and you have people from California, Oregon, Washington. You have a few from back east where they don't have a lot of public lands, and for all intents and purposes, they have no public lands.
Right.
You know, it's the western states that are stuck with the federal lands in large quantities. New Mexico, I think, is 47% non-private ownership, so it's some government entity owns those lands. But you go in there and you can put in a different river name, a different animal, a different federal agency, but all of us are having the same problems with government overreach and them tending to forget these are public lands, belong to us, not to them, and that this is our community and they need to work with us as mandated by Federal Land Management Policy Act to coordinate with us to make sure that whatever rules and regulations they hand down fit the custom and cultures of our county. So anyway, it's a really interesting process to see.
Absolutely. You can't just cookie cutter these. You got to really meet the needs of that particular part of the territory, basically. Yeah, it makes sense, doesn't it?
You know, a few years ago, a couple of ranchers, several ranchers in Chaves County came to us and said, what are y'all doing about the Forest Service? We said, what are you talking about? Well, the Forest Service is trying to create all these wilderness areas on lands that are currently under multiple use. You know, they have grazing rights or mining rights or whatever the case is, because that's what federal lands are supposed to do, is use as many multiple uses as you can and the most benefit from the lands. So they came to us and said, what are you guys doing? You know, there's a very small piece of the Lincoln National Forest in Chaves County, postage stamp size piece by comparison, but there is a postage stamp size piece, so they need to coordinate with our county.
Sure.
And so we knew nothing about this, so we went to the Forest Service and said, what's going on? Oh, we're doing this over there. I said, well, did you have any public meetings, public hearings in Chaves County? We had one in Mayhill. I said, well, Mayhill is not Chaves County. We give you a little map here, a little education. But our county commissioners got with the county commissioners in Lincoln, Eddy, and Otero counties, where the Lincoln Forest is in, and we had a public meeting, and we invited the Forest Service over. Said, you need to come give us some answers, and we sat down with them and said, this isn't acceptable, and we set a second meeting. After the second meeting, we got their information the first time, said, you need to come back and give us better answers. We gave them our questions. They came back the second time, and of course, we were prepared again for what they were doing. And part of the problem is, if you create a wilderness area and the rancher has made improvements on that, for instance, water tanks and troughs, everything that they do to help support the wildlife and their cattle.
Right.
If you go to a wilderness area, you can't go in there and work on it. It's off limits for machinery and all those kind of things. So the maintenance on these assets, it can no longer be done. And some of those assets are paid for by funding through federal government called EQIP programs. They get a grant and they have to pay a portion of it. The government pays a portion of it. But like they drill a well or create a water line or whatever.
Sure.
By law, they have to maintain that asset. If they don't maintain it, the government can say, okay, you need to reimburse us for this. And so all these ranchers were out there with the potential having to pay back hundreds of thousands of dollars of improvements they had done over the last 40, 50 years to the government because they changed their plans. So we brought the Forest Service in and talked to them about that, and they actually pulled back on that. It was a really interesting process, but that's some of the stuff our county commission does, is pulls everyone in. And we had all the counties represented right here in Chaves County, and a big public meeting, and got to the bottom of it. They pulled all that back. A couple of weeks ago, we have new leadership, of course, in the U.S. Forest Service. It's under the Department of Agriculture, Secretary Rawlins. They are now doing what they call shared stewardship agreements. So to take the management of our local forest out of Washington, where, they've got all the forest in the U.S. that they have to deal with, and one size doesn't fit all. Each of our forests are different, even across the state of New Mexico. Everyone has different needs and wants for their area. And so I think it was 2 weeks ago, they had a meeting in Ruidoso where Otero, Chaves, Lincoln, Eddy, everyone involved in the Lincoln National Forest sat down with the Forest Service, and the Forest Service has new things called stewardship agreements, shared stewardship agreements, where they come in and they actually coordinate with the government or with the local governments like they're supposed to. We're not the same. Local governments shouldn't be considered the same as a cooperating agency, which could be any 501c3, Defenders of Stock Tanks or the Church Picnic League, Baseball League, whatever, could all be a cooperating agency. And they get a chance to comment at the end of a process once something is done before it becomes their policy. But the actual rules handed down by Congress for federal lands, like FLTMA is the Federal Land Management Policy Act, which BLM uses. It says you will coordinate with local governments. The Forest Management Act, same thing. It says you will coordinate with local governments and resolve any issues that you can before you impose these rules and policies. And of course, as county government, we can't stand there with our arms crossed, say, "Not my county, you don't," because we don't have that authority. But they do have a requirement to work as best they can to resolve any issues before it moves forward. Hear both sides of the argument. And so that's what the shared stewardship agreements are doing. They have, over the last few months, been working with our counties to try to determine what's best for the management of the Lincoln National Forest as it pertains to our individual area and those that would be affected. And they came to an agreement, and we're ready to sign a shared stewardship agreement. That's the way it's supposed to work. And we're really proud that we had a part of that.
Sure.
We had no idea that was even going on in our county because they didn't even bother to call us. And had our local people not let us know, we'd still be in the dark.
Yeah.
So,
and then what if it had gone through, and then you got to get lawyers involved to get it undone? So,
right.
Yeah.
And we've been working for about 10 years on the Carlsbad Resource Management Plan by the BLM, the Carlsbad Field Office. There's the Roswell Field Office that handles the northern part of our area for Bureau of Land Management and their Resource Management Plan. This is how we're going to manage the bulk of these lands. And then the Carlsbad Resource Management Plan, of course, takes care of the more southern portion. And in Chaves County, that's pretty much the Boot Heel, Eddy County, those areas down there. So for about 10 years, this has been an ongoing process. And part of it had to do with lands with wilderness characteristics and ACECs, which are areas of critical environmental concern. They had overlaid so many areas when they first started talking about this that would change the management of those areas. And that kind of drifts over onto private property as well. When you start saying, well, you can't do this here, then it also affects what the landowner adjacent to it can do. And so we've been working about 10 years on that, and they finally have it back. I think that it's probably going to finally be approved. They said it's the longest outstanding one in the United States. They've been trying to get it resolved for years, and we thought they were going to get it done a few years back. It didn't happen, so it sat there again, and now they're coming back and they've adjusted it. It seems like it's going to be a pretty good fit. It addresses, mineral extraction. It addresses grazing. It addresses, timber harvest, anything that might be on those BLM lands. Of course, not a lot of timber down in Eddy County, but maybe a little bit. And same thing in the Boot Heel and Chaves. Maybe a small amount, but it addresses all those things in an appropriate manner that works good for our counties. And so anyway, we're glad when those things work. So
absolutely.
I know it has nothing to do with the agenda, but good talking points, I think.
But it's just interesting. Plus, it's been a minute since we've talked to you, so it's a good update on what's kind of been going on here for some of this stuff. So
one of the big things that's been going on is our budget at Chaves County.
Yes, it is.
That's a months-long process, ongoing process, and we work through everything, have a lot of finance committee meetings, and then we approve an interim budget in May, and then it goes up to Santa Fe. We have to close out the books before we can. It goes to Santa Fe for approval, and they say, yes, you can work off that interim budget until the final budget is approved. Can't do a final budget until after the books close, June 30th, and so Finance Department is working diligently up front, trying to make sure that they get all the revenues estimated, they get all the bills figured, and the needs for the next year coming up, and then get a little break. And then along comes the closing out of everything. Now we've got to recalculate everything, get real firm numbers
for
the final budget. And there are some minor changes typically in the final budget from the interim budget. You can make little changes, as necessary.
Sure.
And one of the things that we have been working on for some time is pay increases for law enforcement. We needed to evaluate what was the proper amount for that. Everyone in Chaves County received a cost of living increase this year, every employee in Chaves County. The way our personnel works is most employees get an annual step increase. So every year you're there, you get a small amount just for longevity. You get a annual raise, you might call it. They're not large, but they over the years they add up. But you get one every year. Everyone got a cost of living increase this year across the board. But then we evaluated all the law enforcement, and as you know, several years ago we had an issue at the jail, and one of the things that we recognized, thankfully, was that the detention facility, the detention guards, lieutenants, sergeants, they're also law enforcement. They have to deal with people 24 hours a day without weapons. A lot of it's verbal judo and pepper spray. It's difficult for them as well as the sheriff's department, police departments that provide, the day-to-day care out on the streets. So we recognize they were also law enforcement. So any increase for law enforcement, we need to make sure that we keep that gap. They don't get paid as much as sheriff's deputies, but they certainly were really spread out and probably.
Hey, can we take a break real quick?
Yes, sir.
We'll be right back.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. There's been a 13th night of military strikes between the U.S. and Iran. President Trump says that while Tehran is seeking a deal to end the conflict, they're not ready yet. Drone facilities and coastal surveillance sites were targeted in the latest round of U.S. attacks, according to U.S. Central Command. At least 7 explosions heard earlier today near a military base hosting U.S. forces in northern Iraq. Additional U.S. tariffs from 10 to 12.5% will be imposed on 60 countries. They're accused of failing to enforce a ban on goods produced with forced labor. 2 men, one Jewish, the other of Asian descent, hospitalized following separate knife attacks in New York City near Manhattan's Upper West Side. The opening bell sounding on Wall Street, stocks starting off the day mixed. More details, srnnews.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The U.S. Treasury once considered producing donut-shaped coins. They instead decided to go with coin-shaped donuts. Here's Mike Winters.
Now, time for another Otis Advisory.
Here's something to think about while you wait for the snow cone truck. In the time before filtered water, when living was easy and the cotton was high, citizens were able to use the U.S. Postal Service to mail their kids somewhere else. From 1913 to 1915, you could buy a 53-cent stamp and hand the little bugger off to the mailman. Now, don't expect to get a balls on the stump guarantee with this. You had to pay the $50 for insurance, just in case. And then off he goes in the mailbag to Grandma's house. Kids were classified by the post office as harmless live animals, so they could be stuffed in the mail car on the train, where they seem to make it to their destination most of the time. I'm not putting the big pants on you here. This is not some tale from the red vinyl booth at the Waffle House. Hell no, this is the real thing. Verified right here by the salty scholars at the Discount Think Tank and Bait Camp, who looked it up and found the longest trip on record for mailing a kid across the U.S. was 720 miles from Florida to Virginia. So for a 53-cent stamp, it was definitely worth it, as long as you got your deposit back. Hell, today you pay more than that just to put them on the drying rack at the water park, so you wouldn't have to take them back to their mama all wet. And that's the way we Otis. I'll see you at the Peace March.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Lots of sunshine today and very hot. Afternoon highs will be at about 105. Very slim chance of an afternoon thunderstorm around Roswell, but sunny everywhere else. For the overnight hours, a shower or thunderstorm may pop up. We'll be in the mid-70s, and then lots of sunshine coming up on Saturday. Afternoon highs about 100, maybe a little bit over. 102 and sunny on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All across America, this is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
Good morning, I'm John Terrett. Stocks had a very down day yesterday, Thursday. Do not look at your 401k this morning when you get to work. The Dow, the NASDAQ were off by over 600 points at times. At the end, the Dow was down 1%, the NASDAQ 2.1%, the S&P 500 off its lows, yes, but still down 1.2%. The conflict in the Middle East is the issue. Wall Street's hearing that President Trump is contemplating a massive attack on Iran. Brent, the global benchmark oil price, back above $100 a barrel. Because of that, a gain of more than 7%. Company news, Intel reporting after the bell. The chipmaker from California doing very well. Stock up 7% after what Wall Street calls a beat and raise quarter. Elsewhere, though, Tesla down 14% on Thursday after disappointing earnings Wednesday night. IBM was lower for most of the day, but it did creep into the green in the final hour of trading yesterday after its sales forecast was lowered on Wednesday night too. Google was down 7% yesterday on worries it's simply spending too much money on AI, money it will never see again. Also, the European Union fined Alphabet, the parent company, $1 billion for promoting its own services like shopping and travel. And today, the earnings come from the telephone company Verizon and the charge card people American Express. With business, I'm John Terrett.
This is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
What if the future of finance wasn't built around averages, but around you? At Abacus Global Management, we're reshaping financial planning around the most personal data point, your lifespan. But it's more than just insight, it's control. As a technology-driven asset manager, we're empowering investors with an integrated system to take command of your time, your future, your financial destiny. This is a new era of investing. Take control at abacusgm.com.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Due to extreme pressure and weather conditions, it literally rains diamonds on Neptune and Uranus. Stop snickering because I said Uranus. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 8:45. Sorry about that. I was right in the middle of a talk with Bill Williams here, Chavez County Manager, and had to take a quick break there. So my apologies. But Bill, we're right. I know we're right in the middle of talking budgets and all that.
Well,
and I had
that's
to cut
fine.
it short off a little bit.
No, I was just saying that we, as a county, recognize the fact that law enforcement encompasses more than just the sheriff's department. It also encompasses our corrections officers, and so as an adjustment to the final budget, we evaluated. The sheriff had offered up some cost savings during the budget talks before the interim budget was approved. They approved the budget as it had been submitted,
right.
But they kept in mind that the sheriff had offered up some cuts here and there to help provide some funds to give raises to the deputies. And so during the time between May when that was approved and yesterday when the final budget was approved, we've had a couple more budget meetings and tried to work out a scenario that was effective and fair to everyone involved.
Sure.
So we talked to the detention facility. They found a way to reduced some of their cost as well.
Okay.
And we were able to then turn around and give that back to the officers, both at detention and at the sheriff's department. So,
and that's really, and I understand, obviously, well, it's in the world, we'd love to pay as much as we can pay, but budgets are budgets and things like that. But they also are dealing with numbers game, and when other counties are paying, and it really makes them hard to keep deputies in.
So we evaluated all of
those.
those positions, and we evaluated them against Artesia. We evaluated them against Carlsbad, Eddy County, Lee County, Chaves County, Lincoln County. Surprisingly, pays very well too, and you can kind of understand why Lee and Eddy do it. They have such an income there that it's easy for them to do it. And state police, of course, the state has raised wages on their people so they compete with our locals. So that's
everyone's kind of pilfering from each other.
The state is way out of whack. I mean, they pay more than anyone does.
Sure.
And like I say, take the very people that you're trying to recruit within your neighborhood and use your tax money to pay them at your expense.
But also, people need to remember too, is the people that sign up for that are it's a different.
Oh, it's a different life.
It's almost more military.
Yeah.
Because you're getting deployed to different parts of the state, and you know what I mean. It's not like
It's not like you get the choice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hang out here. No, we need you in
Espanola
or wherever.
It's a slightly different animal than.
We evaluated all that, and we came up with sweet spots. We got what the average was, and we're well within those averages across the board for lieutenants, sergeants, detention officers, the whole gamut. So that took a lot of doing, and a lot of different scenarios, and of course the cuts by the departments were not enough to cover everything, but we did feel like it needed to be equitable to the employees, and it's difficult to compete with Eddy and Lee County, and we're never going to be able to do that, but we did get into, like I say, that sweet spot where the average of all of these surrounding wages, including the state, including Lincoln, Eddy, Artesia, those places. And so we feel real good about where we came up with that. The rest of the positions at the county, and including the sheriff's positions too, were evaluated a couple of years ago. So we bounced them off of everywhere across the state and tried to come up with what the right pay was for each and every job. Unfortunately, law enforcement has continued to rise over those last couple of years, and we're thankful that they let us know that we were not in the right spot anymore, so we could make those adjustments. But of course, being fiscally responsible and making sure that we don't just get into some kind of a arm wrestling match with the other counties and stuff. Say, well, we're going to top you, and then we're going to top you, and that just doesn't win for anyone.
Then neither one of you outbid each other, and
So our total budget and our operating budget for the upcoming fiscal year, or the current fiscal year, will be $50 million. Last year's general operating revenue was at $48 million. So there's an increase. Of course, everything costs more all across the board. So I think we can understand that. Again, we gave all of our employees a cost of living adjustment. The step increases every year, all that adds up. And then, of course, the pay raises for our law enforcement people, which we're proud to have done.
And this is
all that adds up.
Absolutely. And this is something we've talked about over the years, and this is why, we say, if you're seeking employment, the county, whether it's the sheriff's office or road or whatever, a job at the county, that's a career. That's the benefits, the thing. There's a reason there's 30-year pins at these meetings every year.
And every raise is not just the amount that goes to the employee, but there's also on the backside what the county has to pay.
Sure.
It's almost another 50% that we pay because of retirement benefits, health insurance, and the county, of course, as we've talked before, is one of the top performers in those areas. So we do really well. Total budget, which includes everything, whether it's outstanding projects, whether it's fire funds. There's a fire engine that's almost $500,000 being built right now for one of our departments. So when you add all of that stuff, that's not the operating budget, but the overall everything included. We went from $69 million to $77 million for all county funds. Like I said, that includes all the fire funds, everything. Of our total budget of everything considered, public safety is 33.5% of our county's expenditures in the coming year. Public Works is 48.4% of county spending. So the building maintenance, the roads, all that stuff is 48.4. FEMA, they get here right away when there's an issue and a problem, and they're 2.9% of our county funding. But which that's something. But when you consider the damage, especially for the city of Roswell, they had huge losses during the flooding, and they're just like the county. We're still kind of playing the game and waiting on the money to get here, and you can't do it before they approve everything, or then they cut you out. So hang in there, people. I mean, someday we'll have a civic center and a museum and a zoo, and
government's glacial.
It's just really something. And so anyway, that's kind of a general overview of our county budget. Construction projects we're finalizing this year. The county health building, we're going to have a ribbon cutting for that in August the 14th, I believe, is the date that we've settled on. It's probably going to be about 9 in the morning.
Okay.
That's not quite, but it's essentially the corner of Hobbs and South Garden.
Okay.
I think the address is actually 1601 South Garden, I think is the address. But anyway, you can't miss it if you go to Hobbs and Garden. You'll find it. So we're going to have that groundbreaking soon. We're finalizing the dispatch area. We, of course, have consolidated dispatch between the city and the county, and we have built them an entirely new space, latest, greatest state-of-the-art stuff, and that's all on the county. The housing of them, we take care of that at the county, as we have since we built the administrative center. It's been over 20 years ago now, believe it or not. They set aside a space for dispatch, and as dispatch has grown and as computer use has changed and as we've had more needs, that room has gotten pretty small. They have virtually no office space. About if I was guessing, 900 square foot room full of people and monitors, and so now they have about 3 times that amount just for the monitors and the screens the stations. We also have several offices. We also have a conference room where if we had another Goliath or something, all of the emergency management people can sit around one table and not, be all over town.
Sure.
Or
be right there at dispatch.
Be right there.
All centrally located.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so all that's been calculated and figured in. So that's being finished up. We're doing some security grades at detention center, parking lot. If you go by the county now, that little parking lot by Area D where the voting is at has never been connected to the main parking lot. You can pull into over by the sheriff's department, drive all the way through to the clerks, no problem, or come off of South Main and come into the parking lot, leave on Southeast Main. But that one parking lot, you had to go in by St. Mary's or come down that little side road behind the sheriff's department. Well, that will all be connected now.
Hallelujah.
I'm really excited. I mean, that's a small thing, but the whole time I've been at the county, I've been really hoping that we could get that completed. Finally, the stars have aligned. So the reason there was never really a true parking lot there, it was a chip-sealed square pad that people park on. So when they built the county building, they knew that they were going to remodel the main courthouse where the courts are. So they had to have a place for courts. So they did what they called Area D, which was an ad alternate. That area was just a big wide open space. And so they set it up so the judges could hold court there. And then we owned the St. Mary's complex just kind of behind it. So the judges' offices were there, and they would take golf carts from there over to their courts.
Okay.
And that's how that was set up. So there's no parking lot, but we got to have something. So they leveled it off, and our road crew, they do chip seal all the time. So they chip sealed it. It's held up really well. But it was never really a designated parking lot, and it didn't connect. There were no bathrooms in that end of the building. When they did the courts, they brought in porta potties on trailers, and I guess they were the nice ones, whatever that means.
They're the good ones.
But anyway, they had facilities there, and they utilized that until the courthouse was remodeled and everybody moved back home, which left a big vacant end of our building, which there were no bathrooms there, and it was pretty difficult to use. So it became more of a storage area. We did start utilizing it for voting because it's a big open room. So over the last few years, well, probably about 10 years, we've been working towards making that a useful part of the building. It's kind of expensive storage space.
Right.
So we added public bathrooms in it, men's and women's bathrooms in it, which was the main part of being able then to utilize it for something else.
Yeah.
Then we designed it for the dispatch to go in there, and they could have their secure parking. No longer will they have to open a door in the middle of the night to hand a officer a warrant. There's a delivery system such as you'd have at the bank with a vacuum tube, and they can send stuff out, see each other on video. The people who work there, if they want to go out in the evening and stretch their legs, they have a secure area to do all that. So we're really excited about that, and it still functions as a place to store the voting machines securely. There's a lot of security to keep. I mean, that is a very very strict rules on how to keep that secure. So all the voting machines are locked down tighter than the drums.
They're probably treated like guns or firearms.
It's like Fort Knox over there. Yeah. And then come voting, then they can utilize that as a voting area. But we're connecting the parking lots. Should be done before voting, before November.
Before November here.
So that people can come and go no matter which end of the parking lot you pull in. You'll be able to pull all the way out the other side to make convenient traffic flow and a true asphalt parking lot. So that's coming up.
Nice. We got about 2 minutes here.
Okay. I think I'll just kind of wrap it up with the budget. So we're real happy about the final budget and all the things that we were able to do in this year's budget. We assisted a lot of the local entities, Boys and Girls Clubs, 4-H and FFA Fair, soil and water conservation districts throughout our budget, as we always do. We try to be very community-minded. So we're looking forward to the next year to get that done. Pretty much everything on the agenda. There were some agreements. This time of year, we have to renew all of our agreements in July. So there's a lot of that, including the Southeastern New Mexico Economic Development, the COG, Council of Governments. They're a big partner of ours, and they do great things. Anyway, pretty much it.
Pretty much it there.
Yeah.
Well, good deal. Well, apologize for the little delay there in the middle here.
Yeah.
And live radio.
Well, emergencies happen everywhere, including on radio.
Live radio.
Every once in a while, something
appreciate that.
Unexpected comes
That's right. It happens. But, of course, folks, don't forget, if you go to the county's or Facebook page, they have the meeting. They film the commission meeting. You can go back and watch them there on the YouTube channel. Or,
and there's kind of an interesting, I think, there was an article in the newspaper. An individual wrote a letter to the editor that they clearly didn't understand the issue. And at the end of the meeting, I addressed the points that she made in her letter to the editor and explained how it actually has been working, and it's not something new. This has been going on since before I went to work for the county. We've had a relationship with this particular entity. So anyway, watch the meeting. Certainly,
absolutely,
the end of the meeting will clarify any of that stuff for you, and really appreciate that. One more thing real quick.
Yeah.
We were given, every county was offered, every county across the United States, there's an organization trying to make sure that every county has a copy of the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, and something else. I can't remember what the other one is.
The actual Constitution?
The Constitution.
Okay.
Yeah, the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and
the Declaration.
The Declaration.
Gotcha.
And they're big plaques, and we have them displayed, or we have the Declaration displayed or the Constitution displayed at the rotunda at the county. So come by and see that. We're looking towards making a permanent display for that. But it's a wonderful addition to our county, and everyone can see the actual words.
Nice.
So,
absolutely. Yeah, and good 250. Way to keep that right.
It's wonderful.
So. Thank you, Bill, as always.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
South Virginia and Roswell, let them earn your business.
Hey, Freddie Sosa here with Richland Motors. Get ready for our July summer sales blowout. Score employee pricing on every 2026 GMC Sierra 1500, plus stack it with 0% financing for 36 months. Want a Chevy? We got you covered with 0% financing for 60 months on all 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500s. And don't forget to register online at rlchevrolet.com for your chance to win our summer cookout giveaway. Hurry down to Richland Motors today, where we're right on the corner, right on the price.
On approved credit, not all buyers will qualify. See dealer for details.
Your home for Sean Hannity in Roswell. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
Thomason. A shooting last evening in the Pacific Northwest leaves 3 dead, 4 injured, including a 2-year-old boy.
Gunfire broke out during a food festival at an events complex near the Space Needle in Seattle, Washington. That's what a fire department spokesperson says. Police are investigating the incident. Washington State Governor Bob Ferguson says his prayers are with the families of the victims and the first responders.
Correspondent Andrew says one suspect's in custody. Police are hunting for a second. Investigators believe the two had been shooting at each other. They say there's no ongoing threat to the public. The on-again, off-again exchange of fire between the U.S. and Iran is off again. Both sides are taking a pause amid efforts to restart talks on an interim ceasefire deal.
It's a familiar feeling for oil traders as they start another week navigating the economic uncertainty created by this conflict. This time, crude oil prices have fallen on the hope that this military pause might lead to a return to a more permanent ceasefire and therefore a rebound in tanker movement through the Strait of Hormuz. But precedent suggests that this may be temporary. All of the key issues, including Iran's control over the strait, its missile and nuclear programs, they remain unresolved, which means no respite when it comes to higher costs for millions worldwide.
That's BBC's Nick Marsh. Another summer heat wave, the so-called heat dome, is settling in across parts of the Midwest and the South, putting at least 40 million Americans under extreme heat warnings. People are being warned to stay hydrated, try to stay in the air conditioning. Searing heat and smothering humidity, driving feels like temperatures well above 100 degrees. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 439 points, NASDAQ ahead 83. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free, no-risk consultation. 800-292-7875. 800-292-7875. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-292-7875.
A wildfire crisis meeting led by the French president.
Emmanuel Macron and senior officials are focusing on the monster uncontrolled wildfires that have forced more than 250,000 people to flee their homes amid a first glimmer of hope that the spread of the largest blaze may have slowed. In the Gironde region of southwest France, where flames have burned an area 4 times the size of Paris, the prefecture said the situation overnight had remained globally stable, a change from successive days where the giant blaze raging since last week had edged closer to the wine region city of Bordeaux. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Russian ballistic missiles struck Kiev over the weekend, igniting fires, wounding at least 3 civilians. Local officials reported attacks in other parts of Ukraine that killed at least 2 people. These strikes follow Ukraine's successful drone attacks, which have stalled Russian advances, put more pressure on Russian President Vladimir Putin. News and analysis, townhall.com. Want to join the Millionaires Club? New Global Wealth Report says the United States is the place to be, creating more millionaires last year than any other nation.
According to the UBS Global Wealth Report 2026, the U.S. added more than 441,000 new millionaires in 2025, nearly half of all newly created millionaires worldwide. The United Kingdom was a distant second with 43,000, followed by France. The report highlights continued growth in American wealth creation despite ongoing economic challenges. Ken Lorman reporting.
Shares of Chinese memory chip maker CXMT soaring as the company started trading in Shanghai, mainland China's biggest IPO in recent years. CXMT was founded 10 years ago and raised at least $8.6 billion with this initial public offering. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. Let's have a listen. What does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday, everybody.
Ah, yes. Welcome back.
I forgot in the middle of the interview. I had to bleep abrupt early in the middle. My apologies on that one again. It was a rough Friday.
Man. You know, live radio, it's always flying by the seat of your pants. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
That's the fun part.
Yeah.
So, I got to tell you, I'm pretty sure my daughter's Shawshanking me.
Oh, yeah?
Well, let me explain. So, my daughter's sandals, her flip-flops, they're very chunky.
Okay.
And like you know those like the thick foam like sandals that you see around.
Are they cloggy like?
The kind of cloggy, yeah. But the bottoms are very waffly.
Okay.
So as soon as she gets out of my car into my driveway, which is gravel, she picks up like 20% of it so far.
Gotcha.
And I figured out today that she's been doing this because she's walking down the hall and she's click-clacking. She gets right to the end of my hallway and she like leans against the wall and she picks her foot up and I hear tack, 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 tack. She starts flicking the rocks out of her shoe onto my floor. I'm like, can you not do that over a trash can or outside?
Right.
Or you're literally Shawshanking me.
Right.
You're shaking off a little bit of the outside inside. Except for she's reverse Shawshanking me.
Right. She's bringing
it back in.
So she's starting a rock collection.
Right, there it is. Well, the other day she picked up a piece of I think it was quartz.
Oh, well.
It was very nice.
Well, maybe that's why she's doing
Hunter
it.
added it to his collection. I was like, oh, well, there he goes. Sometimes it pays off.
Maybe that's what she's doing. She's leaving it for Hunter to rifle through to see if there's any nuggets of.
It's a two-man job.
That's right.
Hunter's the sifter. Randall's the getter.
Well, right now they're just making a chess set. They haven't discovered they can put a hole in the wall yet. And,
It was really funny, and I mean, I'm sure eventually you'll get to it.
Yeah.
There's a really funny scene in season, I believe it's either season 2 of Ted. It might be in season 1, where Ted, they reimagine Shawshank Redemption.
Okay.
And Ted carves a hole in the wall that's exactly his shape. And like Johnny points it out, he's like, you carved ears. There's like a little space for bear ears, and it's this shape, and he just slips out. See ya. Whoop, he goes into the hole. I thought that was very clever, you know.
Yep.
Gotta carve a hole, make sure it's exactly bear shaped.
Oh yeah, well it's just like the Looney Tunes with the Wile E. Coyote sized holes in the ground.
Always
and everything else.
Oh my gosh! I finally saw. It was over the weekend. I think it's the final trailer for Coyote versus Acme.
Oh, okay.
It's finally years this movie has been in
Shelved.
legal limbo.
Yeah.
It's finally about to hit theaters. I'm so excited. But the trailer looks amazing. I mean, it's got a lot more. Here's the thing. So it's a WAG movie, which is Warner. It's like their like lower tier brand. They're Warner Animation Group, I think is what WAG stands for. And so it is a Warner property, and there's plenty of Warner in it, but it's a whole different company entirely that's releasing it. And that's because originally the movie was set to start being produced, or actually it was produced, I think, or it was the the rough cut of it was produced, and then it was shelved by David Zaslav when Discovery came in and bought Warner as a tax write-off. They were just going to shelve the movie forever, write it off for tax purposes, and that was going to be it. But people online caught wind of this, and like stills got released, and furor was released off from the internet. And eventually, a company was able to finagle the rights to put the movie back up for sale, and they bought it. And so now it's being released. And it's been a long road, but we're finally here.
Nice.
And it looks like a great movie. I'll have to show you the trailer or send it to you. But it's interesting because it looks at the Warner universe from a legal standpoint. And that's kind of an interesting perspective.
So are they going to theatrically release it, or is it going to go right to a streaming service?
No, it's coming out in theaters.
Okay.
Yeah, exclusively in theaters. Matter of fact, it was exclusively in theaters, Doc. Which I thought that was a nice little touch. But yeah, I'm very, very excited for it. What's the release date on it? There's a bunch of stuff that's, I think actually at the end of the week, the new Spider-Man comes out.
I think it just came out this weekend. Over this past weekend.
I'm pretty sure it's July 31st. That's what all the nerds I've been talking to, they're like, not that I've been counting. Actually, KC told me that. He's like, not that I'm counting or anything.
Oh, I thought I heard people talking about they were going to see it this weekend. That's why I thought may have been it's already come out. I can tell you real quick.
This is a good show for Googling. Coyote versus Acme, release day August 28th. So it's still about a month out. The Spider-Man movie, I believe comes out this Friday.
Let's see.
Which would be July 31st, I think. Yeah.
Galaxy. I'm just going to go to this app, see what's on there. Because I thought I saw over the weekend that it was.
By the way, all week long, the Travis County Fair is rolling on at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. You can, of course, attend live, be a part of the stock shows. They got the heifer show, the meat goat show that's going to be happening later this week. The big sale at the end of the week, the livestock sale and auction that's going to be happening on Saturday. And of course, for those big events, you can catch all the action at ksvptv.com. Click on the Travis County Fair tab and find your show of choice, and you can enjoy that in its entirety. Or just jump to the spot that you want to see.
Yeah, it's the 31st. So those nerds who are saying they're going to see it, they're wrong.
You always got to trust the nerds.
Well, these nerds were like saying they were going to see it and all this.
And
I was like,
honestly, it could be like an early release.
Maybe they did.
They've done those.
I thought it was out.
But I am excited about that one because as much as I've tried to keep up with, which is not very much, the Marvel Universe, I've pretty solidly kept up with the Spider-Man universe.
Yeah.
Like I've watched all of the Tom Holland version, and I'm caught up on the Spider-Verse with the animated version with Miles Morales, which if you haven't, you're doing yourself a disservice not watching it. And I know you have a thing about cartoons.
Yeah.
It's not a cartoon movie. It's animated, but that's where it ends. It's a great iteration of the Spider-Man story.
All right. Well, I did see the most recent movie, not the one that's coming out.
Yeah.
The one with all the Spider-Mans.
All the Spider-Man?
Yeah, I saw that one.
All three more. They did
Yeah, I saw that one finally, and
they did the thing.
Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen that one, of course you haven't. There's no point in seeing this new one if you haven't seen that one.
No.
Because he had to erase his family. Basically, all his friends don't know him now.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert. If you don't see the end of the last one, so you're kind of curious how that's going to play out. Which I'm assuming he's going to get him back in this movie.
I assume that's the story because it was the Far From Home, and now it's like the Coming Home or one of those.
All these homes.
We're trying to get home. Yeah.
John Holmes.
Me and my homes.
Patrick Mahomes. Matt Mahomes. McCarr Mahomes. Matt McCoat.
McCarr and Mahomes.
Sorry. I went in a different direction.
Sometimes it's just for us. Sometimes it's just to make the host giggle.
Yeah, sometimes.
Like I literally had a thought in my office that made me laugh out loud, and I can't believe I've never processed this thought before. My daughter's name is Rhiannon.
Mm-hmm.
One of her best friends is named Layla, and I've never put those two things together. Like I knew that they were both classic songs, but it just makes me giggle that they're both the same genre, the same like pro style of like 70s-esque music, and it's just like, huh. Yeah, I literally did I have a daughter named Rihanna. Of course she has a best friend named Layla. That's just kind of funny to me. I don't know. It was one of those things that just kind of made me chuckle that I'd never really thought about.
Lots of sunshine. Afternoon highs at about 105. For the overnight hours, mid-70s, windy and maybe a few clouds. And then we get more heat on Tuesday, about 105 again, and sunny skies, not too windy. 100 to 105 Wednesday and Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 77 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 48% with winds currently out of the south at 8 miles per hour. We do have that heat advisory that takes effect today, beginning at 1 p.m., remaining in effect through 7. It's going to be hot. It's like it has been. It's going to be 1-0s for the rest of the week. Sunny and hot, 106 today. Winds out of the southeast at around 10 miles per hour. Tonight, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 75. South winds 10 to 15. Tuesday, sunny and hot with a high of 106. Wednesday, sunny and hot, 103. Sunny and hot, 103 on Thursday. Friday, sunny and hot, 104. They are talking slight chances of rain Friday night and Saturday night. We'll see. 20% chances then, but we'll see. We'll see. Cross your fingers. All right, it is 8:18. We're going to take about a 3-minute break here, and then we're going to play our interview with the Historical Society and Talking Peppers. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Summer fun is almost done, but the savings roll on during the Roswell Honda Summer Event. Now through the end of the month, score an unbelievable rate on your next ride. Like 5.49% for up to 60 months on 2026 Civic Hatchback, 3.99% for up to 60 on 26 HRV and Accord Hybrid, 2.49% for up to 36 months on 26 CRV and CRV Hybrid, and an unbelievable 1.99% for up to 36 months on 2026 Ridgeline. The Summer Event on now at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd. When you or a loved one need medical transport, Trans-Aero answers the call. Trans-Aero Medevac operates 3 rotorcraft bases and 1 fixed-wing base in southeastern New Mexico, allowing them to respond quickly to emergencies across diverse terrains. Their fleet extends coverage deep into New Mexico and West Texas, including Artesia, Carlsbad, Roswell, Ruidoso, Midland, Lubbock, and the surrounding areas. Ready to answer the call when every second counts. Trans-Aero Medevac, proudly serving southeastern New Mexico and West Texas. Flown for free, thanks to the partnership from the City of Artesia and Trans-Aero Medevac. Life support by air.
Jennifer here at Trustmark Roofing and Windows. And did you know that we get a bunch of service calls per year from people who didn't even hire us? That means they originally hired someone else to replace their roof, windows, or gutters. Then later, when a problem popped up, they tried to call their contractor back to help, only to find out that the contractor has ceased to exist. They're gone, done, out of state, out of business. At Trustmark Roofing and Windows, we have serviced southeastern New Mexico for 20 years. As a second-generation contractor, we have serviced our area through many major hail and windstorms. We have customers who are the kids of customers that we've serviced many years ago. We will be here when you need us, period. For roofing, gutters, or windows, visit trustmarkroofing.org or call Trustmark Roofing and Windows 575-755-ROOF. That's 575-755-7663.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first. Exciting news for Southeast New Mexico. The Advanced Heart and Vascular Center of New Mexico in Carlsbad, home to Dr. Amanda Ryan's trusted cardiology care for over 13 years, is now part of Current Clinic. That means world-class electrophysiology services right here in Southeast New Mexico. No more 3-hour drives to see a specialist. Current Clinic is bringing advanced, life-changing treatment for atrial fibrillation, AFib, and other heart rhythm disorders close to home. Early intervention for AFib can dramatically lower your risk of stroke, and our goal is to help our community understand just how important that is. You and your loved ones deserve comprehensive, cutting-edge heart care without leaving town. If you're experiencing an irregular heartbeat or AFib symptoms, expert care is now available locally. Visit currentclinic.com today to learn more and schedule your consultation. Current Clinic, easy access to comprehensive AFib care right here in Southeast New Mexico.
You can't hunt camels in Arizona, but you can buy them. They go for about $10 a pack. Here's Mike Winters.
Studio from the Historical Society for Southeastern New Mexico, Miss Amy Gateas, and of course, local legend, Mr. Adam Rowe.
Oh, local legend.
How are you guys doing this morning?
No, that's awesome.
This morning.
That's awesome.
The name absolutely stands. We'll get into that here in just a few minutes.
Legendary that's an appropriate term.
Absolutely. But
I like it.
Historical Society for Southeastern New Mexico, obviously we are smack dab in the middle of the summertime season. I learned earlier we're in the middle of the dog days of summer. It started July 5th and it goes through August 11th. So,
11th. Okay.
So we are in the dog days of summer and obviously a busy time for the Historical Society as well.
Really busy.
Yeah.
Our tours are crazy. We've done so. Huge shout out to after school programs, Job Corps. You Challenge is creating these opportunities for us to partner with youth and celebrate history over the summer. So we continue to partner with these organizations. Shout out to You Challenge. They just have their new group out. Lift them up in prayer with our programs and everything. But it is, we're still decorated red, white, and blue, celebrating 250 and celebrating the 50th anniversary of the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico Museum.
July 3rd.
July 3rd.
That's awesome.
We're decorated. We're celebrating. When you come into the museum, you're going to get a beautiful 50th anniversary sticker.
Okay.
We've got some fun things going on. You'll see those banners. So one thing that we agreed last night at our board meeting, there are a large amount of celebrations. To us, it's that celebratory year, right? From America to the cattle barons of the world, to legendaries of the Peppers and all these places.
Absolutely.
Museums, but Route 60, so many. So we'll continue to keep our banners up celebrating our museum. But to us, a celebration doesn't happen one and done.
Right.
No different than me sitting next to Adam. These things need to be celebrated every day. We're the Historical Society, so we don't just say, oh, we had one grand celebration and we're done. No, when you wake up every morning, we need to celebrate all of our wonderful local treasures.
Absolutely.
So.
It's crazy. I didn't even think about the anniversary of Route 66. This is a year of a lot of anniversaries.
It is.
That is crazy. So
New Mexico Military Institute, so many organizations. You Challenge Academy, 50. There are 51, 25 years. We're celebrating a lot of treasures.
Oh, and by the way, real quick, kind of an aside. Super happy when I saw that Roswell Job Corps is hiring again.
Oh, that's good.
That's great news.
Hey, amazing.
As a place that was kind of on the brink there for a minute, it's great to see they're back and growing. So.
That's awesome.
Now let's talk about the Heritage Dinner. It's coming up quick. What's the date on that? I was trying to find
September 29th.
Gotcha.
That is a Tuesday. If you go to our website, you're not going to find that information because details matter to us, and we need to fine line every single detail. And I will tell you, there's some amazing details to follow.
People don't understand. There's a lot that goes into making this event a success, especially since COVID and since the pandemic, we've kind of instituted the drive-through Heritage Dinner, the drive up mindset, and it works great. It's very efficient, but there's so many moving parts that go into it. From
certainly
from the perspective of going to the actual Historical Society itself and all the aspects there, to going and picking up dinner. There's a lot that goes into it. But this year we are taking an opportunity to celebrate the one who's responsible for so many heritage dinners of years gone by. And of course, I'm talking about Adam Rowe and the legacy that is Pepper's Grill and Bar. So tell us a little bit about your involvement with Pepper's, obviously one of the founding fathers of Pepper's. So tell me a little bit about the history of Pepper's and how you guys came about and called Roswell home.
Well, we were operating the clubhouse, which was a upscale, more, dinner house type of restaurant. And my dad thought Roswell had a real need for a casual dining themed concept. Back in those days, Roswell didn't have, anything like that. None of the chains were here yet. And it was just a passion for him to kind of get one of those going. So, he was always on me to come home. I was living in California and do something like that. So we did.
Absolutely. Now, Pepper's obviously the iconic location there at the corner of 7th and Main? 6th and Main. It's been there for decades. Was that the original home of Pepper's?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you guys have been there from the get-go. Wow. That is
35 and a half years we were there.
That is amazing. That is an amazing legacy that you left behind. And the other thing is, when you think about Pepper's, when you think about the history of the restaurant itself, whether it's heading out there for sports night, I'm personal good friends with Tony Clayton, who spent so many hours behind the bar there at Pepper's and always had such glowing things to say. But from the food to the atmosphere to even, and this is something that I always loved about Pepper's, and you never saw anywhere else, and that's Adam would just be out walking around the restaurant and sitting down and talking with people and having genuine conversations, getting to know his neighbors, friends, community, and that's something you don't see. It's kind of a relic of a bygone era,
I think so.
It is awesome. So
special, very special.
So of course, when you think Pepper's, you think the iconic menu, because you guys you've had such an impact on my waistline over the years. And
do not blame me for that.
Oh, I'm not blaming. I'm thanking you for that.
He takes pride in it, right? See, you're part of the legacy.
Absolutely. My sister once said when I was talking to her about vacation, she goes, "So you just go to places you've been before and eat your memories?" I'm like, "Yes, that's exactly what I do."
That's good.
That's good.
And I love doing it. Now, my mind, there's a lot of different things. The steak sandwich, a lot of people raved about. I had a friend who said, if you don't go there and get the steak sandwich every time, you're doing yourself a disservice. But my go-to was the steak à poivre.
Yeah,
It's one of those things that southeastern New Mexico doesn't have access to a lot of upscale tastes.
That's true.
And the first time I had that steak à poivre, I'm literally getting goosebumps right now thinking about it.
That is a compliment for sure.
It's amazing. It's not
That's awesome.
It's not an original recipe. Obviously, steak à poivre has kind of existed in more upscale restaurants for a number of years, but to bring it to Roswell and to bring it to a family dining establishment, that's such a revolutionary idea. I love that.
Well, the story there, the history there, is it was actually one of our premier dishes at the clubhouse.
Oh, okay.
It was a much thicker steak, for that environment.
Sure.
'Cause it would take so long to prepare. And when we decided to close the clubhouse, we took a few of those recipes, the iconic recipes, and we moved them to the Peppers. And since it's a peppercorn steak, it worked with our concept, enough.
Right.
And
I always thought it was funny. Years after I first tried my first steak à poivre, I'm a fan of the show Archer, the TV show Archer. And Archer, there's a scene where he's screaming at his butler, and he goes, "Peppercorns! We're out of peppercorns because of course it can't be on a poivre without peppercorns." And he's just raving about that. And I was like, okay, peppercorns. I got one aspect of it. So I got to ask, because I've been asked by a couple of people, and I'm curious myself. Is there any interest, any thought behind taking some of those iconic recipes, the à poivre, the chicken Oscar, and putting them in a cookbook?
There's discussion.
Okay.
It's something we've been talking about, hoping to do, planning to do. Unfortunately, we haven't actually got started yet. So we do need to jump on that. That's of course Robert's a key player in that.
Sure.
He's traveling right now, so we're waiting for him to get back.
Of course.
But yeah, that's in the plans. I mean,
Awesome.
we have the recipes. We just need to.
See, there's hope.
There's hope. Yeah.
Well, one of the things,
That's awesome.
one of the things that was funny is after after sadly Peppers closed their doors, for about a week, maybe a week and a half afterwards, there was still seeing cars pulling up there, and that's because your head chef was selling off the last of the stock of the à poivre sauce, of the insanely amazing Peppers Ranch.
That's true.
Just all of the different sauces that he had on stock, and I missed my chance. I talked to you had actually called in your chef, and I talked to him, and he said come by Monday at like midday knock on the door, let me know who, that we talked, and I'll get you set up. I never went back. I know. I felt it was like Thursday of that week, and I was kind of like, oh my God, the sauce! It was a sad moment for me. But
it was, the demand was so strong that you mentioned using up, like finishing off. No, Robert was running to like cash and carry and sourcing ingredients so he could make more for everybody that was wanting to show up.
That is crazy.
Yeah,
it's
pretty cool.
It's a testament to the legacy that is Peppers, to what you meant to the Roswell community, from the dishes to the to sports nights, to nights out on the patio, and I mean every single heritage dinner that you guys painstakingly catered. I mean, and portionally speaking, they were not giving out small portions of food.
That's right. Those generous, kind.
I love heritage dinner because it's always a dinner for two, and I
the drive-throughs. Yes.
through life situations, I have become one, not two anymore. So your two is all for me, and I love that.
No,
that's fantastic. But so obviously, it's up in the air this year with the heritage dinner. We don't want to make any announcements. We kind of want to leave it a mystery as far as where we're going to get food from, and it's up in the air.
We're finalizing a lot of details.
Right.
A couple of things that for listeners that want just a little bit, we are honored to call Adam and family our friends. And so we have had in-depth conversations about how the Heritage Center can be the ultimate reflection of this legacy. So one thing we can certainly mention is that for this event, it's on a Tuesday, September the 29th. The doors are going to open at 5:30.
Okay.
And for that first hour, we're going to have celebration of party on the patio.
Awesome.
And the gala has been amazing. We're honored to be at the new Gala Event Center. They have that, they've literally been doing their throwback, if you will, to party on the patio. So from 5:30 to 6:30, the doors are going to open. Little subtle hint, there's going to have to be chips and salsa involved. Don't guarantee what, but and then some other things. So if you're listening and invested in the legacy of Peppers with some large signage, we've been happy to speak to a couple. If you have Peppers memorabilia, one thing that we are very, very specific on, we want you to walk in and it's going to take you back. So if you have that memorabilia and would be happy to share that with us, we would love to be part of that. So there's certainly going to be some type of margarita connection, because you can't go to Peppers and not think of having a margarita. So there's going to be chips and salsa involved. There's going to be great food. There's going to be great moments. But to us, the most important part is going down I have been at the Historical Society for 15 years, so I've had the honor and privilege of working with them personally. The words that we have not used that come to my mind is we have got to honor the legacy of the well-oiled engine. I said for 15 years, I've been doing events since I was 16. If something happened to me on that day and that heritage dinner was happening that night, we knew without a shadow of a doubt the service and the food would be impeccable. So that is, to me, the most important thing. I'll speak on behalf of our board. We're going to take a moment to celebrate them as a family, but honor the well-oiled engine. And it is, like you said, from the minute you walked in that door, because Sean, you were talking about that. From the minute you walked in that door, you didn't know, you knew without a shadow of doubt you were loved.
Absolutely.
You're welcome.
Oh,
probably
100%.
by multiple. Hello. That's the thing. They were peeking around the door. That's important. And then I was just thinking, we looked back at that bar and I could see people, but it's just important to us. And yes, there's going to be tears, I hope. Why? Because we mourn that they're not here anymore.
Right.
But we also want to celebrate every detail. And so we will be honored at some point, whether that cookbook comes next month, next year, 5 years. To me, the timing is not there. But I'll stop talking. But the most important thing we did with Peppers, going back to 2020, and people have said, they do drive-thrus, blah, blah, blah. When everything was shut down, who were we talking to?
Yep.
And what did we do? We impacted lives, we raised money, and we did not see the glass half empty. We, along with them, saw the glass half full. So that's what I'm eternally grateful for.
Cut to a couple years after the pandemic, when everybody was back out eating at restaurants, Peppers had a full restaurant of people, and still took the time to make all those extra meals for the Heritage Dinner.
Well, and it wasn't easy, and it was a form of art. Adam and Robert became artistry too.
It was for those who
Robert's
don't know.
a master at stuff like that. So.
Amazing.
There are certain dishes that really require a lot of time and attention to pull off. Chicken Oscar is definitely one of those. It's not something you can just throw 27 of them up there and have them be ready.
Yeah.
It's each dish takes time, and you have to commit to that one. So the amount of love and care that went into those meals, you could really feel that, and the whole package, from the meal to the table, setting and all that. It's all just, it was such an outpouring of love. It's such a cool feeling.
We just love you guys.
One thing you did touch on though is that you mentioned from the moment you walk in, you felt loved. I'll tell you how you knew you really felt a part of the Peppers family is when you walked in and the wait staff got snippy with you. When they were like, this guy again. You're like, I'm home. They like me here. They're not being saccharine, sweet, and nice to me. Oh, hello, sir. How are you? Like, oh, this guy again. That's how you know your family right there.
That was that deep love.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you can feel that. And also, as soon as you walk in, it's everything on the walls, it's the cactuses, it's I love the details of the staff shirt. I always.
Oh yeah,
I always loved the shirt, but I always felt really awkward trying to check it out because I'm not trying to stare, with someone's chest for a long time. So I would be up at the front looking at all the different details of the shirt behind the glass. Never took the time to buy one though.
Oh, see,
I know. See, that's why in life, take advantage of the situations
That's true.
that present themselves. I paid $10 for a foam apple at the Wizard of Oz experience at the Sphere. And I still have that apple, and it's still sitting high on my shelf. And I still feel stupid about buying it, but doggone it, I still got that foam apple.
It's there.
But I digress. So the Heritage Dinner is coming up September 29th. Doors open at 5:30.
We'll do the party on the patio for about an hour. Then the event will start. When I say event, buffet will. It's going to be a buffet event.
Okay.
It's going to be a buffet. We love the buffet because we've served the buffet with them for many, many years at the Heritage Dinner. I know. Adam, I was thinking, who's going to watch down upon this event still? Mary Lou Glass is going to make sure that our sets properly. We better have those chairs set up like she liked, right?
Yes, yes.
All those moments. But we want to take a moment to have those moments too. Oh, one thing, talking about food, Sean, y'all love food. Let's just give the teaser that the dessert we'll just say dessert and Deborah Lucas, and we'll leave it at that. So, because she has a heart for Peppers.
I was going to say there's another infamous Peppers customer all these years, and boy, we did a lot of events together. We would be the caterers, and Debbie would come in to set up that wedding cake or that dessert, and she was iconic in this town and still is.
That's so true. So the icon of the name of Deborah Lucas' involvement of this event, I'm happy to say, and that's what we're living. We want to get the community involved with the celebration because the Rowe family is a huge family, literally, figuratively. I mean, it's a huge family. So if you're listening and want to customize this event to honor their legacy, call the museum at 622-8333. We would be honored to partner with organizations about the impact Peppers had on our community and surrounding communities.
And for generations too.
Sure.
I know so many people who went to Peppers with their parents as kids, and then they got the opportunity to take their kids in and getting to from your perspective of getting to sit down and talk to these families and see these stories kind of play out. It's one of those things you really took for granted because Peppers was just there. It was just going to always be there until it wasn't, until it's not. And then, and still to this day, I hear people say, I have not found another restaurant home. My kid's mom, Carletta, she adores Peppers. It was her favorite place to go for a number of years. And she, distinctly remembers several times when you would come over and sit down with her and her boyfriend and Mike, our kids, and, have conversations. And she was saying the other day, she's like, I feel like I don't have a home anymore. I don't have a place anymore, And that's one of those things that you be thankful for the stuff, the places and the people that you have now, because you don't know when you don't.
That's exactly right. Just being gratitude comes to mind, being appreciative, supporting local. We say we have gratitude, but how important it is to support local. Right.
And I know that we're not alone with those stories, those memories. So if you've got memories, that you want to share, reach out to the Historical Society. If it's just a story, or if you've got a piece of memorabilia, every piece of that lends itself to the tapestry, to the quilt that is the Rowe family and that is Peppers. And just to be a part of that for even just one night, it's going to be such an awesome experience.
We do need to also credit and let everybody know we're not only, when we're honoring Peppers, we're honoring the Rose, we're also honoring all of their legacy. It's those employees that you had for, oh my goodness. I wonder do you have like the individual that has been with you the longest, or like servers?
We've got a handful. We've got some really special, well, let's say family.
Sure.
And there's too many to mention right now, and I'd hate to leave anybody out. But we just gathered for one of our long-term employees' 40th birthday parties, and that was really neat.
Oh, nice.
And I definitely miss the crew and miss my people. And
but we're going to celebrate all your people.
So. Yeah.
So I am curious, as Mike would say, Jew is curious. What's been filling up your spare time now that you've kind of had a chance to breathe a little bit and kind of stretch your feet a little bit? Have you been getting out there exploring? Or are you an outdoorsy type? What's been filling up your schedule?
We've traveled a little bit. Just handling some of our other family businesses, like working. I'm involved with other things, and my mom and dad, their legacy that they left behind, and just finding a way to stay busy.
There you go.
It's crazy how you stay busy.
Are you a golfer?
No, I wish I was.
No, actually, you know what? I appreciate you for that fact. It's like, I don't have the patience or the wherewithal to get through. I've done like 2-hour radio events at a golf course and be like, can I just please go home now? I'm hot, I'm tired. I'm a little bit buzzed because they let me have a beer in hour one. I don't know why people are drinking at 9 a.m., but
that's
but I digress. So, well, cool. I'm glad that you've had a chance to at least, breathe a little bit, because
definitely
anybody who's been a part of Peppers or been, made that their restaurant, they know you were there every single day, from start to finish, making sure every aspect was exactly, checking on customers, running to the back to make sure they didn't have, had this and had what they need, you were the cog that made everything work, essentially. And that showed, anytime you'd go to Peppers, you'd almost sit there and you're waiting for your meal and you'd kind of run the numbers in your head. I wonder if he's going to come to my table this time. And I keep going back to my kid's mom, but she remembers the first time you came over and sat down at the table. And it's one of those, do you remember if you made it on Carson, if you were a comic that really made it, he invited you over to the desk? That's that moment when Adam comes and sits at your table. You're like, all right, I'm one of the Peppers people. I'm just realizing might be double booked. I'm just seeing another guest over here. I'm gonna have to reschedule him because we still have so much to talk about. In addition to the Heritage Dinner, obviously, get tickets and more info now. Reach out to the Historical Society.
Yes, 622-8333. You can email me at historydirector@outlook.com with any questions regarding this or any of it.
And, in addition, we've also got coming up very soon, just right around the corner, the 70th anniversary of the Lions Hondo Little League World Series Championship. Yay! Again, another milestone anniversary in 2026.
I've got to give a shout out to Lions Hondo. If you have not driven by recently, they just got historical sign back up. Thank you to Josh Torres and all of them over there working hard to celebrate these men and just speaking of a legacy. So if you need more information, you can log on to roswellnmhistory.org. The event celebration will happen on August the 15th. We'll be headed out there. Bring your lawn chairs at 7:30.
You guys are going to debut the documentary?
Yes, we're going to do some presentations, proclamation, have you challenge out there, then watch the documentary. Huge shout out to Strong Tower and Peter Reddick with the video. And then last but not least, we can't forget on Sunday, the 16th, Dewey Johnson will be offering his presentation on his book. That'll be the day.
Yes.
And so make sure, just make that a weekend event. We've got to celebrate these legacies. To say we have world champions still living here in Roswell. Amazing.
It's a fascinating story, too, if you get a chance to get into it. And that's why this movie, I'm so excited for this movie because, you know, it's called Roswell Where. It's gotten a lot of accolades from different film festivals. The Tucumcari Film Festival, the Diamond Award at the New Mexico Film Festival, a finalist at Minefield, the River Valley Film Festival. And so
last but not least, it's going to be in Williamsport. So knowing it's a part of them.
Yes.
So it's going to come full circle. Literally, it started here. It's going to be at the World Series. Coming back. Come on, guys. This is a moment greater than us that we don't realize.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So folks want more information, reach out, history director at outlook.com or 575-622-8333 is the number to call for the Historical Society. Whether it's this event or whether you want to be a part of the Heritage Dinner, if you've got memories or memorabilia, please reach out. It's all going to be an amazing time.
And keep listening. We cannot not do this event without having Robert back in there. We're going to have the whole group here, right here, talking peppers.
Absolutely. Sounds like your dance card's filling up pretty quick, Adam.
There you go.
Poor guy. He's going to get tired.
Well, thank you guys so much for your time.
Thank you. We appreciate you.
Shooting last evening in the Pacific Northwest has left 3 people dead, 4 injured, including a 2-year-old boy. It happened at a popular outdoor food festival near Seattle's Space Needle. 1 suspect is in custody. Police still looking for another. The on-again, off-again exchange of fire between the U.S. and Iran is off again. Both sides taking a pause amid efforts to restart talks on an interim ceasefire deal. Yet another summer heat wave is settling in across parts of the Midwest and the South, putting at least 40 million Americans under extreme heat warnings and all of the usual precautions that go along with that. Searing heat as well as smothering humidity, feeling like temperatures going well above 100 degrees. On Wall Street, stocks opening sharply higher this morning. More details, srnnews.com.
Now, time for another Otis Advisory. Maybe you've heard Orange Man wants to reopen the world-famous Alcatraz Criminal Resort. It's been rusting and falling down for years, kind of like Sleepy Joe, but Alcatraz can still be restored. Joe, probably not. Alcatraz 2.0 will have all the modern conveniences like soap on a rope to help get into those hard-to-reach places. Memory foam in case you forgot why you're there. And even a working barbershop with the hot towel treatment, served open-faced in case you don't want to stop the bleeding. Nurses are standing by, but that's not the best way to meet them. The new Alcatraz will have a special place for people who take their shoes off on airplanes, or remove the tag from the pillows, or pull their rotary nose hair clippers out at dinner. Remember now, Santa doesn't stop at the county lockup, so do you really think he's going to Alcatraz? Hell no. That's why in this world, you keep your hands to yourself and stick with a good $2 room and a good $2 broom. But if you're still playing flies and rollers with the truth, you're going to want one of those Alcatraz snow globes from the Stop and Frisk gift shop. They do make great stocking stuffers. Or I can send you an Uncle Otis lucky piece to put in your shoes so you can step over trouble and into money. You'll thank me later. More coffee, Warden? Now get a posse together and join your Uncle Otis for some universal foolishness with a nasty bite. And I'll see you at the Peace March.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Really strong high pressure system over the southern plains, and that'll keep things very hot for us today. Lots of sunshine. Afternoon highs at about 105. For the overnight hours, mid-70s, windy, and maybe a few clouds. And then we get more heat on Tuesday, about 105 again, and sunny skies, not too windy. 100 to 105 Wednesday and Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All across America, this is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
Good morning, I'm John Terrett. Well, stocks ended on Friday mixed. The Dow was up 0.4%, the Nasdaq was down 0.6%, and the S&P 500 in the green with more of its stocks up on Friday than were down. The story of the day was really oil. Brent and WTI much lower than they had been earlier last week. Brent ended Friday around $96, $97 a barrel in New York after being over $100 the day before. Shares of Intel were down 7%, even though the chipmaker beat expectations with quarterly revenue growing by 25%, the fastest in 15 years. American Express down 5%. Expenses up, particularly marketing. Verizon, a record second quarter for the year. The company turnaround marches on. The stock was up 5% on Friday. Oracle signed a 10-year contract for software provision with the Pentagon worth $7 billion, but Oracle was down 4%. LeBron James is signing with the Philadelphia 76ers for a new 2-year contract said to be worth $8 million. And dozens of countries were hit on Friday with new tariffs by President Trump. The latest range from 10 to 12.5%. And so we come to the week ahead, and we're bracing ourselves for more tech earnings for the second quarter. And some of the biggest names: Microsoft, Meta Platforms, Apple, and Amazon. With business, I'm John Terrett.
This is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
What if the future of finance wasn't built around averages, but around you? At Abacus Global Management, we're reshaping financial planning around the most personal data point, your lifespan. But it's more than just insight, it's control. As a technology-driven asset manager, we're empowering investors with an integrated system to take command of your time, your future, your financial destiny. This is a new era of investing. Take control at abacusgm.com.
Hey, Roswell, time is running out to cash in on some of the biggest savings of the season. The loan and lease termination sales event is happening right now at Roswell Ford. Drive away with a truckload of savings in a brand new Ford F-Series pickup with financing as low as 0% APR and make no payments for 90 days. Upside down in your current car, truck, or SUV and want out early? Roswell Ford will do whatever it takes to get you out of your trade, even if you owe up to $10,000 more than it's worth. Have less than perfect credit? Roswell Ford works with a network of aggressive lenders that will push to approve your credit, even if it's less than perfect. Get on board at Roswell Ford during our loan and lease termination event and get huge savings on all new F-Series trucks, America's top-selling pickup in each of the past 49 years. 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 26 months is $27.78 per thousand finance on F-150 trucks. Excludes Raptor. Interest accrues from date of sale. Subject to lender approval. Offers not combined.
When you or a loved one need medical transport, Trans-Aero answers the call. Trans-Aero Medevac operates 3 rotorcraft bases and 1 fixed-wing base in southeastern New Mexico, allowing them to respond quickly to emergencies across diverse terrains. Their fleet extends coverage deep into New Mexico and West Texas, including Artesia, Carlsbad, Roswell, Ruidoso, Midland, Lubbock, and the surrounding areas. Ready to answer the call when every second counts. Trans-Aero Medevac, proudly serving southeastern New Mexico and West Texas. Loan for free, thanks to the partnership from the City of Artesia and Trans-Aero Medevac. Life support by air.
What does it mean for a roofing contractor to have heart? How about braving a 24-hour road trip with a bad back and a 20-foot-long trailer through Interstate 40? You heard that right. A local business needed a new roof, but this business did not want just any roof. They desired a schoolhouse roof with red shingles. Well, we wanted to give our customers exactly what they were asking for. The only problem was that the red color of shingle they were looking for had been discontinued in our local region. But we didn't give up then. We were told by our supplier that the schoolhouse red color of shingle that we were looking for was still available in Arkansas. So we did what was expected of us and drove 24 hours, and we delivered on our promise. If you need a roofer who delivers on their promises, call Trustmark Roofing today at 575-755-7663.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Get a built-in look with a Whirlpool flush mount dishwasher that installs flush with the surrounding cabinets at Bush Appliance in Roswell. A third rack provides space for silverware and hard-to-fit utensils. Plus, this dishwasher meets ADA standards for acceptable design. Shop Whirlpool dishwashers today at Bush Appliance in Roswell. Who you gonna call? Bush Appliance. Stop by 111 West Country Club Road in Roswell or call 575-622-6390. It's time to kick off the 2026 Chavez County 4-H and FFA Stock Show and Fair, July 24th through August 1st. Brought to you by Pierce Ranch Store in Roswell. Join KSVP TV for live coverage from the Hobson Arena at the Eastern New Mexico State Fairgrounds. From goat shows to heifer and steer competitions and the exciting Junior Livestock Sale. Catch all the action live. Pierce Ranch Store in Roswell is your one-stop shop for locally grown and raised beef, pork, eggs, and more. Pierce Ranch Store, 124 East 2nd in Roswell. A proud supporter of 4-H and the FFA.
The octopus and the squid both have 3 hearts. That's why they eat so many Tums. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning, closing in on 8:57. Stay tuned next hour, around 9:15 or so. Carrie Moore will join us with the Chavez County Health Council. This Saturday is the Health Council's big health expo out at the mall. They got the fun run with the Boys and Girls Club Saturday, beginning early Saturday morning, and then everything else, the health expo kicking off after that about 10 a.m. So she'll join us next hour to talk more about that. Also, put this on your radar. Every Saturday here in August, from 3 to 4 p.m. at the Roswell Public Library, they're offering artificial intelligence classes taught by Sean Jipp. And every Saturday they have classes that focus on what AI is, learning what it is, its practical uses, the dangers of it. Is it safe? Is it, how to spot it? All this, data centers, all the information about it, getting information about it. It's all completely free, and all you need to do is show up. It's happening every Saturday in August at the Roswell Public Library from 3 to 4 p.m. beginning this Saturday, August 1st. No computer needed, nothing like that. Just show up. If you have any questions and want more information, all you need to do is call the Roswell Public Library. Call the reference desk at 575-622-7101. Again, that's 622-7101. It's an informational class, just learning. There's a lot of stuff going on out there. Learn kind of the truths and things that you get online, and Lord knows what you learn out there. So this kind of separates some of the fact from fiction and all that. So good opportunity tool for folks to learn a little bit more about that. Also, want to mention this real quick. I know on last week the Roswell Literacy Council started. They're starting their Hagerman location there, but they're looking for volunteers for both the Roswell and Hagerman location. The Literacy Council teaches people to read, yes, but they help also get GEDs, their citizenship, English as a second language. They cover a lot of topics. And they're looking for volunteers. And if you'd like to help out and tutor, please reach out to them. You can always come by their office here in Roswell at 609 West 10th Street. You can always call 575-625-1369. Again, that's 575-625-1369. And be a volunteer. Also, if you need help, if you need help with services, they do it all free of charge. They help people get to that next level free of charge. No questions asked. Give them a call. Again, 625-1369. All right, it is closing in on 9 o'clock. Town Hall News is up next. We will be back on the other side of news. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, or Roswell, New Mexico. Don't go away.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. Seattle police say the 2 gunmen who opened fire last evening at a popular food festival near the Space Needle were shooting at each other. Assistant Police Chief Tyrone Davis says a call of shots fired came in just after 6 p.m.
Officers responded and addressed one of the shooters. That person gave up and was taken into custody. There was another person that we believe that was also involved that fled the scene, and officers began an active search for that person.
And that search goes on. The shooting left 3 people dead, a 2-year-old boy among 4 others who were injured. The suspect in the deadly Berlin Pride attack that killed 1 person, injured 29, was shot dead by German police during a confrontation in a Berlin suburb. Authorities identify the gunman as Abdul Balut, German citizen with Lebanese roots. Prosecutors say that he had previously tried to get involved with ISIS. America will soon observe the 25th anniversary of the 9/11 terror attacks, and some of those who lost loved ones on that terrible day do not want New York City's mayor to attend Ground Zero ceremony.
It's an emotional time for the families of the innocent people killed by radical Islamic terrorists on September 11th of 2001. Some are very busy gathering signatures for a petition as they do not want New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani to attend the annual ceremony where the names of all the victims are read out loud at Ground Zero. They're concerned about the mayor's associations with people who have minimized what happened and have even suggested America deserved the attacks. The group posting specific examples on the website change.org.
And that's correspondent Laura Winters. On Wall Street, the Dow 267 points higher. The Nasdaq is down 15 points. The S&P up 9. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Are you tired of feeling lousy? Maybe you had a scare at your last checkup or just walking hurts? When enough is enough, call PhD Weight Loss. When I had enough 4 years and 53 pounds ago, I knew I couldn't do it alone. I'm Mike Gallagher for PhD Weight Loss. Best phone call I ever made. They were right with me. They still are today. Right now, mention Mike. You'll get 2 free weeks added to the program, and they'll pay for the cost of your food. $1,500 value. Call 864-644-1900, 864-644-1900, or visit myphdweightloss.com.
So Karen and Michael Collins were in their 20s. They were newly married, and Michael found out he had cancer, stage 4. They're members of MediShare, and MediShare came through for them, not just financially.
But they called and they said, hey, we know you're going through treatment. We just wanted to call and pray for you. And it rocked my world.
MediShare was a blessing to us because they just made it so easy.
Call now. You'll see why so many Christians have made the switch to MediShare. Here's the number, 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE.
French President Macron has called a crisis meeting to address uncontrolled wildfires, forcing more than 250,000 people to flee their homes. In a region in southwest France, flames have burned an area that's 4 times the size of Paris. Officials say the situation remained globally stable overnight. That's changed from previous days, and no new evacuations have been announced. With France entering its peak tourist season, local authorities have banned holiday camps for youngsters and people with disabilities. Ukrainian President Zelensky is set to meet with British Prime Minister Andy Burnham at a naval base in England. Burnham says the visit is designed to underline unwavering British support for Ukraine. Zelensky's trip is the first by a foreign leader since Burnham took office 1 week ago. He will be the 5th British Prime Minister the Ukrainian president has dealt with since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022. Townhall.com. Estrangement within families caused by political differences has been a growing, troubling phenomenon in recent years. A closer look at what may help fuel that divide.
A Wall Street Journal investigation says self-care advice is replacing reconciliation efforts, and critics argue the trend is spreading faster than the evidence, especially online. Here's what's at stake. About 25% of Americans say they're estranged from a close relative, and surveys suggest a third of estranged parents blame their adult child's therapist. While cutting contact may bring short-term relief, research links it to higher rates of chronic depression, an outcome experts call tragic, not typical. Ron Taylor reporting.
Federal appeals court has upheld a judge's ruling that halted President Trump's attempts to create a federal voter list and limit who can receive a mail-in ballot. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. Let's have a listen. What does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres inviernos.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday, everybody.
Yes, welcome to it.
You know, there was a lot of weird NFL stuff going out over the weekend.
Really?
And, like, not football stuff, like off-field stuff.
Right.
Like,
we have lives outside of here.
Yeah, but it was just a very weird rash of them lately. Like, over the weekend, the head coach of the 49ers, they're saying that he's going to miss some of training camp because he was in a bad car accident.
Oh.
And he's got a bunch of stitches and some broken this and that. But he got in a car accident like a week ago. It was like they're just now saying anything, and they're kind of putting out like no further information. It's very weird, cryptic. The way, like what's going on here?
Like you think maybe the Bang Bang Niner gang might have pulled some strings and taken him out?
Well, I just don't know if it was just like is there alcohol involved? Is this his fault in this accident? And they're just not really saying. It just seems really weird. So there's that.
Yeah.
And then this morning, there's two of them. One is lesser, and then one's just now breaking that's kind of big. One is with the Commanders. They just randomly announced that they fired their tight ends coach.
Wow.
No further information this time. We're like, what the heck? And then, of course, doing a little digging, because the internet does.
Yeah.
Turns out the dude was busted for an aggravated DWI in June.
Oh.
And refused breathalyzer, refused this. And so I'm guessing now, but it seems weird that they're just now firing him 2 days before camp.
It sounds like the off season came along, and some of the
they just hired this dude too.
Decided to celebrate over imbibe, maybe push fate a little bit, and it bit him in the keister.
Yeah.
And this is PR trying to spin it. They were like, well, what are we going to do? You're going to go to rehab? You're going to sit a couple of days out? How are we going to spin this?
Yeah.
And that's basically it. It's his firm. Whoever he happens to be working with,
Now he's looking for a new job because
it.
he's no longer the tight ends coach for Washington 2 days before camp. It was just weird timing.
He's taking all applications. He's a wide receiver.
Well, he's
tight ends coach.
Probably going to have some jail time to do. Yeah. They can coach the prison team.
Hopefully not a wide receiver.
But then the third story that's now breaking out this morning.
Wow, they come in threes.
And this one's a little more darker.
Okay.
Eric Bieniemy, who is currently the offensive coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
He's been there in a couple stints. He was with Washington for a minute. He was a running back for the NFL. He's a polarizing coach in that he's old school, but some people love him, some people hate him. He's kind of a polarizing coach.
Sure.
But anyway, all that aside, it came out this morning that there was reports his wife got shot. And you're like, what? His wife got shot? What's going on?
Wow.
Now I just saw before we went on that his son has been arrested and charged with 3 felonies.
Wait.
I'm assuming his son shot his wife, Eric Bieniemy's son.
So the son is the major suspect.
Yes. Now, that's what it's coming out as. But all this is all these stories are just over the last couple, 2 days here on the NFL. It just seems very weird. All this stuff's coming out.
I can't help but my brain jumped to Rob Reiner.
Yeah, it does seem very similar to that.
I mean,
on the surface.
Yeah, because when you see a wife and husband, that die at the same time in the same place, you automatically jump to murder suey.
Yeah.
But this is
and Bieniemy is fine to my knowledge. He's not shot.
I'm sorry, my head the entire time you were telling that story was setting up for a joke about he should have known who did something. His name was Bieniemy.
But,
like saying, "Hi, my name is Sean True Killer."
That's right. I did it. I'm Tom. I did it.
Tom, it was me. It's actually pronounced Twas-me.
But yeah, I'm just like, man, what is going on? It just seems a lot of this in a short amount of time here. And
That's
I'm like,
kind of interesting.
What's the next?
But
shoe
like
to
I
drop?
said, they come in threes, and as you mentioned, where training camps finna get underway,
Yeah.
and obviously around that time, that's when sports journalists are starting to kind of pick back up again. They've had their time off. They've gone to Palm Springs with their families and or mistresses.
Yeah.
And now they're back to reporting
Now
about
they're
sports.
handling business. Yeah.
That's a big part of why you didn't hear about it, because it happened a week ago, is that they were in Cancun.
And
Sports
media is different than media.
Speaking of, do we want to? Did you hear about all the stuff that went down at ESPN?
Oh, with firing of
They canned 27 people, including
they cleaned house.
Four on-air, well-known on-air broadcasters
they did.
during a broadcast.
Yeah.
Like Stephen A. Smith was like, I just heard about this, and
Ryan Clark is one of the more notable ones.
Yeah, that was, and he's been there for
a few years.
Yeah, a few years.
He's a polarizing guy. He's a guy that and this is what it is. It's the people that got fired are the more vocal voices on there. The ones
the
that
squeakier wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think whoever's running ESPN's like, dude, we got away from sports. It's like you're to be honest, ESPN suffers the same problem the newspaper does.
Well,
unless you're showing like here's the thing, show live sports. But Sports Center is now an irrelevant thing.
Well, but it's still kind of like for you, for me, for the average sports fan, sure, but there's still the plebs, who still rock the cable. Honestly, this is the funny thing. Yeah. People who I would say people like yourself, people who held on to their cord and avoided the streaming wars. Yeah. They actually paid off in the end, because there's like a return. People are talking about a return to the cord.
Yeah.
Because it was
better.
And
to be honest, and here's the thing is ESPN's going with their podcasting people.
Okay.
Like all their money shifted. They're firing Ryan Clark, but guess what? They gave a big pay raise to
Pat McAfee.
Yeah, McAfee.
Yeah, they gave him like a $30 million cut. I'm like, what? You could have taken that money and just.
And Barstool's just another one that makes out on these things. And, that's the way of the world now.
And what's his face from Barstool? He was all up in arms. He was like, notice we don't.
Stephen A's sitting in a studio pontificating is not the way of the world anymore.
That was interesting. But I would argue that ESPN is still, because of SportsCenter, because of the 30 for 30s, they're still kind of a go-to.
Yeah, they're fine. But the part where they just fired a bunch of people, that part's not.
But I'm saying one lends
it's editorialized
to
sports.
The other.
It's editorialized sports, and guess what? The podcasters are getting the ratings on that now, not ESPN. And so that's where the money is. And so, I mean, people are trying to make it a woke thing and all that. And I'm like, yeah, partly, but I think it's just the way of the dodo. ESPN's changing their model. It's the newspaper. It's this all over again. People don't get content the same way anymore. And this is the fallout from that.
Yeah.
And this is what it, and then more's coming. I'm telling you, I got a feeling. To be honest, you're already seeing it in local news and all this other thing. What CBS can absorb by KOAT and all that. We're going to be less and less local news. This all's going away, folks. This is the way of the world. I'm telling you. In 10 years now, it's going to look different.
Happy Monday, everybody. It's all we're trying to say.
It's all looking different.
All we're trying to say.
It's the way of the world. So
here in broadcast radio, let me tell you what.
Well, we're good.
We're safe. We're happy here.
This is what happened in satellite radio, and they said we were dead and all this, and we're like, oh, yeah, hold my beer.
Every single one of my friends and family said, how come you didn't go to a bigger station group, go to a syndicate? This is why you stay in local radio.
Well, guess what? When the thunderstorm hits, when things happen, guess where they're going?
Yep. I was making the joke last week during the travesty that was the several-hour period where AT&T users were without Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I couldn't help but laugh, because where are you going to go? You're coming right back here, baby. Local radio.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
Or you're going to drive in silence. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna sit there with your thoughts.
But that being said, we evolve too. But that's really what I think you're going on with ESPN.
It would be insane.
Yeah.
Thinking about trying to run the show that we ran in 2005 today. It just, even from Keep It or Kick It to the dudes getting duct taped to poles and sandwich board signs and foam barrels. We've evolved.
Tasers.
Still got it. Still got the taser.
Dog food.
I keep it next to my desk just in case.
Eggnog.
It's a real oh God,
Yep.
Memory.
Yep.
So many calories consumed or unconsumed.
Things people do for Metallica tickets.
Hey, things people do for radio gigs, okay?
Yep. Carrie Moore is here.
Yes.
Patiently waiting. We should probably get to her because we should.
Because we're spent.
We're spent. That's right. Carrie Moore is going to join us for the Chaves County Health Council. This Saturday is the big health expo, also tax-free weekend, so we'll talk all about that with Carrie here in just a few minutes. Let's do this. Let's pause for weather, and then we'll roll right into a commercial break, and then Carrie will join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Really strong high-pressure system over the southern plains, and that'll keep things very hot for us today. Lots of sunshine. Afternoon highs at about 105. For the overnight hours, mid-70s, windy, and maybe a few clouds, and then we get more heat on Tuesday, about 105 again, and sunny skies, not too windy. 100 to 105 Wednesday and Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Score out of this Galaxy savings all month long at Roswell Hyundai, including $1,000 in bonus cash or 3.99% for 60 months on Palisade or 3.49% for 60 months on Kona SE. Get $2,000 in bonus cash or 4.99% for 60 on Santa Cruz or 3.49% for 60 on Elantra SE. And $3,000 in bonus cash or 0% for 60 and no payments for 90 days on 26 Tucson SE. Grand Slam savings all month long at Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
Tough, reliable equipment that gets the job done right. Turn to your local Kubota experts. Amigo Machinery in Roswell. Proud to be your hometown Kubota dealer. Offering a full line of tractors, mowers, and construction equipment. Plus genuine parts and expert service and advice. Locally owned and here for you. Stop by Amigo Machinery at 2801 Southeast Main Street in Roswell. Or call 575-624-2026. Proud sponsor of the Eddy and Chaves County 4-H and FFA livestock shows.
Spring is here, and Fulkerson has a few spring HVAC tips to help you get ready. Check for uneven temperatures from room to room. Replace your filter and pay attention to sounds that your unit makes. A professional spring checkup helps catch these issues early. And with the Right Fit membership from Fulkerson, you can rest assured knowing your unit is ready. With biannual maintenance and a reduced dispatch fee, even in the middle of the night. Call 575-319-9984 to find out more. Fulkerson Plumbing and Heating, proudly serving Roswell and surrounding areas.
Sure, you can inspect your own roof, get out that rickety ladder, crawl around up there and try to spot the problem until... Or you can call the experts at Do Right Roofing. Do Right Roofing has quality products for any type of roof. They can even install seamless gutters. Do Right Roofing will inspect your roof and give you a free estimate fast. Keep your feet on the ground. Call Do Right Roofing today.
575-623-2273. Let Do Right do your roof right.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
Summer heat in New Mexico can affect more than just your skin. Artesia General Hospital and board-certified urologist Dr. Michael C. Speck, MD, remind you, protect your urinary health while traveling and enjoying the outdoors. Stay well hydrated to prevent kidney stones and urinary tract infections, which become more common in hot weather. Drink plenty of water, limit caffeine and alcohol, and empty your bladder regularly. Wear loose, breathable clothing and practice good hygiene during long road trips or outdoor adventures. If you're experiencing pain during urination, back pain, or blood in urine, don't wait. Seek care early. Dr. Michael C. Speck specializes in kidney stones, prostate health, men's wellness, and more. Right here in Artesia. For expert urology care close to home, trust Artesia General Hospital. Artesia General Hospital. Healthy summers start here with Dr. Michael C. Speck.
The tool used to measure your feet at the shoe store is called a Brannock device. The person that measures your feet at home for no reason is called a creep with a foot fetish. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 20 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Chavez County Health Council, Carrie Moore back with us. Good morning, Carrie.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I am here.
Yeah, well, we're days away.
Days away.
Finally here. The coming up this Saturday is the annual Health Expo and Fun Run. It starts, things officially kick off with the Fun Run with the Boys and Girls Club.
Yes.
And that's a spaced 80s theme and all that, and so come out there and you're fun,
So it's kind of retro MTV vibe on it. So, throw on some, maybe some leather or some spandex.
Yeah. Although it's going to be like 100, so maybe.
Well, hopefully not at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, not at 7 a.m., but, think about maybe something breathable.
Well, the T-shirts back then were holy, so.
That's true. That's true. Go with the like the light safety green, like those Hulk style ripped up shirts that were very popular.
Or you can do the whole Madonna thing with the fishnet gloves.
Oh,
and,
yeah, that'll work.
The skirts.
Yeah,
little
that'll work.
Cyndi Lauperez.
No, maybe not heels though, since you're running or kind of running.
Well, it could be fake heels.
That's true.
I don't know.
They do have like the
like tennis shoes that look like heels and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but do you on that? But I wouldn't recommend getting maybe not go as something all leathered up or nothing. Perhaps not. I don't know. Josie and the Pussycats or something like that might be a bad idea.
I don't know. Thinking back to the 80s, we kind of wore that when it was hot. So
Yeah. Yeah, don't wear the parachute pants. Tomorrow or Saturday's a bad day for parachute pants.
You do you, boo. We'll kick off with the fun run, which benefits the Boys and Girls Club. And you can still get tickets, and you can sign up the morning of.
Yes.
You're not guaranteed a shirt at this point because all that has already been turned in.
Yeah, pre-registration we guarantees you a shirt, but They do have extras, and they'll hand them out as long as they got them.
As long as they have them.
Yeah.
Now, remember, this is a fundraiser for the Boys and Girls Club, and they just opened that facility in Hagerman, and they're trying to branch out, and they're trying to do as much as they can. Their goal was $5,000. That was their goal for this fundraiser. They haven't even hit 800.
Ooh, so please.
Come on, guys. Let's support our youth and
Make even if you can't run, make a donation.
Right. Exactly.
Make a donation.
It's tax deductible. You can get your little certificate right there when you.
And they've been, like you said, expanding their services, and now, especially with back to school kicking in, they've expanded their back to school services, and it's a lot of money, so they really could use the funding.
And they're growing their program, and so it's fantastic. If you haven't seen what the Boys and Girls Club is, it's not Boys and Girls Club from the 80s. Back then. It's structured. It meets all the requirements that they force now on all of those facilities. But it's a fantastic program.
Sure. And it is student driven too. Like I know, like the older kids especially will kind of dictate the programming and things that they do, and obviously adults supervised and all that, but they get a say in all that too.
Yeah.
And for the younger kids, it's kind of they work with them on their homework and all that stuff. So, for after school, it's top notch for parents that can't pick up their kids after school. And if you need those services, they've expanded. Each year they've kind of added elementary school, a little bit to it. And so check if you're available on that if you need it. But in the meantime, please donate. Please sign up for the fun run this Saturday. If you can't do that, then make a donation in some way, shape, or form. Or if you want to, online or go by the Boys and Girls Club, whatever, or come by Saturday and drop off a check. That'd be awesome too. So
anything helps. And then of course after you do your run or your walk, or you think about that run or walk, because that's what I'll be doing. I'll be thinking about it. Then it's time for
I'll be supporting
expo.
Financially.
Right. I'm there in spirit.
By spirit, I'm giving somebody.
But then we have the expo. So we've got over 100 booths.
Absolutely.
Again, we're at the mall, and we will be at the mall for many, many years.
This is its home.
Yeah, because there's no facility in Roswell big enough to house it. And
it's kind of a double win because it is also tax-free weekend this weekend.
Yep. So
you can do some shopping while in there for back to school stuff, and obviously we're going to be giving away backpacks and school supplies during the event as well too.
Yeah. So this year we were fortunate. Leprino was able to purchase over 600 backpacks for us. And then, of course, part of our fee is backpacks. The school district, Roswell Schools, bought supplies.
Oh, nice.
And so they're putting the supplies in the backpack. They are going to be there at the expo.
Great.
So you can go in and you can talk to the school district and get their information, get your backpacks.
So it's probably any last-minute questions you have for your school districts. They probably get some of that information there on Saturday.
Normally they do their own back-to-school event, but they decided that because we compete for resources, that it's better just to join.
Sure.
Which was the whole point of the
Makes
Health
sense.
Expo to start with, was try to get everybody together so we could work as a unit.
It's all one thing.
Yeah.
We're trying to the same thing, and to be honest, it just lines up perfectly with the tax-free weekend.
It
there,
does.
It's all the planets align this year.
Yes. Well, and it was actually even better because we for years have tried to figure out how to get sports physicals part of this.
Right.
With it not being at the hospital or any.
It's kind of hard to do that.
It's hard to do it, But this year we were able to. Eastern New Mexico Medical Center said, "Hey, we've got some doctors who are volunteering their time.
Awesome.
To come out, and they're going to do sports physicals.
Great.
Now the kids have to bring their forms; they need to be filled out, and the parents have to come with them because you have to have the whole consent piece to it.
But we can get that signed off and done.
But you can get them done.
Yeah.
So if you weren't able to get in, now's the time. Come get your physicals done.
And that'll probably save a lot of people a headache and things because sometimes get an appointment and then going to your doctor, it's a 5 minutes of work for 45 minutes of waiting.
Right? Yeah. Hurry up and wait.
Yeah.
So you can do it. Send some of the kids off shopping.
Sure.
With one of the parents, you
Yeah.
stand here with the other kid, do the physical.
Absolutely.
You can kill multiple birds with one stone.
Absolutely. Plus, there's a ton of boosts if you're not messing with school physicals or any of that stuff. Like, if you're quality of life stuff, anything for, if you're thinking seniors to retirement, those transition to life type things.
We got you from pregnancy to death.
Yeah, everything womb to tomb.
I like that. Oh, I'm going to have to figure out how to use that one. Womb to tomb. Yeah, because Anderson Bethany is there. So, we got the tomb.
We're covered.
Yeah. Early childhood's there, and they do womb.
Yep.
Loveless has got the pregnancy center. So
It just doesn't, I love it, but it doesn't, it's kind of like the big Roman colon, Some people get it, some people.
Well, and it's back this year.
It is back if you've not seen it.
Yeah, and it's huge. It's a nice tunnel to go down.
Sure. Well, and it's to raise awareness, obviously, for getting, they keep, to be honest, it seems like every year they keep pushing up the goalposts on when you're supposed to have your colonoscopies, and I think it's mid-40s now is what they're saying. But so it's just a reminder of that to have, and it's as a guy that's in the regular of getting those now, I understand the point of it. It's one of those things that it can cause the cancer, but if you do this every couple years, or it really pretty much eliminates that.
Screenings help, and that's why we do this, right? Is so that we can do those screenings. We've got every year we give away free mammograms.
Yeah.
This year we're able to do 42. Still need to pre-register for those.
Sure.
And there's still some space. So if you haven't already registered for it, we can get you registered for the mammogram.
Excellent.
It's the 3Ds, and anything to save a life, we try to do it.
Preemptive and all those things. Yeah, this is kind of the way of the world where, health insurance and everybody else, they want these, so they're going to give these kinds of things free or
right. Yeah. If you have
because,
health insurance, mammograms are part of it. You get the free screenings. But if you don't have health insurance and you're of a particular age, you need to have those screenings done.
Yep. And these will get you covered.
And this will get you covered.
Yeah, it is. And here's the thing, too, especially with mammograms, that technology has advanced quite a bit in the last several years.
Oh, gosh, yes.
And so they're finding way more. And so don't be alarmed, but they're going to probably find things, and they're going to be like, oh, and they're going to make you nervous for a minute, but it turns out it's nothing. And to be honest, it's the whatever the technology they're using, the digital works, they can see tissue way better, they can see anomalies way better, and they're seeing things that they couldn't previously see. And so now they're seeing, and they're like, oh, what's that? Oh, we do some research, it's nothing, no big deal, but the cameras are so much better. So please don't be surprised if they say, hey, we want you to double check something here, just because their camera work and the equipment is that much better now.
In the last 8 years, well, this is our 8th year, so in the last 7 years doing the screenings, we've only had 3 positives, but that's 3.
Yeah.
And so even though I said only, it's not only. We were able to detect
and
3.
they catch it early, where it's really not the big rigmarole that it can be with leading down the mastectomies, chemo, whatever's next on that. They can eliminate some of that where they can lead.
And again, it is all private, and the only reason we know this, they just come back with just general numbers. We saw X amount of people, X amount of things popped up.
Right.
Just so that we can kind of see, were we making a difference in Chavez County?
Sure.
Are we making you healthier? And that's, that's part of the whole goal.
Well, and unfortunately, there is a large population of Chavez County that don't see doctors regularly, don't have access to health care, and so events like this are critical.
Yes.
To make sure. And so if you're one of those folks that hasn't seen a doctor in a while or please come to this event. Take advantage of some of these screenings, some of these, the blood sugar and lab work tests and the various things that you can get done here. Please take advantage of it. Talk to some of these doctors. Schedule colonoscopies. Let's see what we can do to work around this stuff. Or even if you have insurance and ain't seen a doctor in a while, it's time to it's. The older you get, the more you're going to say, I get it. When you're 20, you don't care. But when you hit, I don't know if it's 40, whatever it is, you just all of a sudden, you got to see the doctor all the time. I don't know what happens.
It's usually about 5 years before you think you're middle-aged.
Yeah. All of a sudden, you're just like, man, this thing starts hurting this. And it really is your body indicating things, you know, and those are warning signs and messages and things. When you catch them in your 40s and 30s, they're not problems in your 60s and 70s. And so that's why we push these kinds of screenings.
And we hand out, there's a lot of information. So a lot of the booths are informational booths. So, if you need to find out about a service that's available, one of the booths is autism.
Yeah.
We don't have an autism facility here in Roswell. They're out of Albuquerque. And I see it on Facebook. People ask all the time, where do we do this? How do we do this? Well, here's the access. Well, now you can go and you can find out, they have the parenting classes, the ways to help maneuver through life that's different. And so these are resources that we don't necessarily think about because they're not here.
Right.
You need them, but you don't know where to go. And a lot of times all we're doing is, we put on Facebook, how do I do this? Where do I find this? Sometimes it's useful information. Sometimes it's not accurate.
Sure.
But here you can have these conversations with these groups and find out, really, what do you do? How can you help me?
Well, and we're a unique state. We're Roswell. We're little town, big town. We have the basics, but we're still in pretty much rural healthcare situation.
Oh yeah,
and
and we will be.
Yeah.
I mean, we can do they throw as much money as they can in rural healthcare, but the problem is that a lot of people don't want to live in rural New Mexico. And so we're constantly...
Cancer specialists want to live where big cities are and nice things. And heart specialists and those specialists want to do that.
So we try to bring in as much as we can to try to help on that part.
Which is kind of, again, this is why the Health Expo is important. And, especially with like the Trans Arrow, that's the kind of stuff you need to look, more information
Well, yeah, I
on.
mean, a lot of people don't even know that if you have health insurance, you can pick Trans Arrow and they'll transport for free, so you're not stuck with that huge bill.
Yeah, next thing you know, because in case you ever did do that before, you're getting hit with like a $60,000 bill all of a sudden for a
and that's even if you have insurance, because they only pay a certain percentage, and then you have the rest of it, and now you don't have that rest of it.
God forbid you ever need it, but if you do, just tell them, I think it's Eddy County, Chavez County. They both qualify, I think, now.
Yeah, and I think maybe even Lee.
Lee County as well, too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought they threw on a third county.
Okay, that's very possible. I know for a fact Eddy and Lee, so I mean Eddy and Chavez.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, and things are expanding. I mean, right now we're working on behavioral health is going to become a regional thing. That's the Chavez, Eddy, and Lee County are going to work together to try to help with some of the behavioral health issues and the drugs and the different things on that one. So.
And I imagine we'll have, come out on Saturday, they'll have, the 100% Chavez County. Some of those folks will be out there. You can talk with them more about, because they kind of have their finger in a lot of pies with the mental health side and work resources and things like that.
Actually, you'll find him over at the Chavez County Health Council booth.
Yes.
Because we've got the brand new resource guide will be out, and that Saturday will be your first day to be able to pick up a copy of it.
Great. Excellent. So please grab that while you're there, too, and keep that in your catch drawer where we keep stuff like that at your house there.
Yeah, because it's useful information. I mean, it gives you the phone numbers of the places that you need to contact.
Maybe throw one in your glove box. Might be a good idea in your car. because you never know when you might need it.
When you need it, yeah.
Especially like when you, I mean, obviously 911 and things, but you never know where you're at and where you're about, and you run across somebody and you might need it, and that book might have some useful numbers for you.
I mean, and you can always get information off of 211, but sometimes you don't necessarily have access. Well, you don't necessarily have access to a phone, so you need more information.
And sometimes you need help at 9 o'clock at night, and 211's not for
I'm
that.
not answering at 9 o'clock at night.
But like, say you come across somebody and need some help, then there's some phone numbers that can help you do that. And it's a great value. So pick up a couple, put one in your car, put one in your house, give one to your kids, something like that. Keep them around, and please make an attempt. Now it's 10 o'clock's when everything gets underway on Saturday. After the fun run and everything, the Health Expo itself will start.
So the mall opens at 10 o'clock. Mm-hmm. You cannot get in before 10 o'clock.
Nope.
If you happen to find an open door and you make your way into the mall before 10 o'clock, you can't start before 10 o'clock.
Can you be a mall walker? Is that for the mall walkers?
Yeah. They kind of have the doors open for the mall walkers, kind of like starting around 8 or something.
I didn't know if people are still doing the mall walking thing.
But we're in the middle of setup, and everybody's trying to get everything together, because the thing with this is, we can't set up the night before. We have to do it that morning.
Gotcha.
So if you're coming in and you're trying to, beat the crowd, then you're messing kind of with the flow.
So don't come till 10.
Don't come till 10.
Fun run and all up. If you're done fun running, maybe go get a bite to eat or something, and then come back at 10 o'clock.
Right. And when you come back, go right smack dab to the center of the mall. You will see the big tent. It says "Start Here."
Okay.
That's where you come and you get your Health Expo bag. That's where you'll get your passport to be able to do the scavenger hunt for the prizes.
Get some swag.
Yeah. And so, and that's where we count to see how many people come in and we know who's all there.
Yeah, that way we can funnel in through the middle.
Funnel in through the middle.
And then check in, get your swag bag, get your passport, get everything you need, and then you can gallivant to where you want to hit first and all that good stuff.
Yeah, this year we're doing, I think it's $4,000 in gift cards.
Awesome.
So, you got to do the passports, the scavenger hunt.
It's definitely worth your while.
Yeah.
Then you get some gift cards, and then you use them at a tax-free thing, and it's kind of a win-win-win-win.
And that's why we decided to do it that way this year. It's like, how many TVs can we really give away? Let's, everybody seems to be struggling a little bit. Let's see if we can help a little bit.
And check the website on what the as far as the state's website on what's I know it's like $1,000 in computer equipment, clothing, and as far as what qualifies as tax-free.
It has to have a legit school expense.
Yeah.
So not
but
everything.
Like computers and stuff, I think qualify up to like $1,000.
Yeah.
But certainly clothing, any of that kind of stuff.
School supplies, any of that.
Yeah. But you'd be surprised. I even think like furniture and stuff. You've got to look. There's a certain items that you can qualify in there.
Yeah, it might be like dorm size refrigerators.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, stuff like that. But just for a full list, go there.
Yeah.
But you'd be surprised at which you can find will be tax-free on Saturday or this weekend.
But then again, I mean, if you're having to buy it, whether it's tax-free or not, this might be the weekend just to go get it and be done with it.
Exactly. But
take everything that you can.
Hey, if I can always save a few shekels, I'm going to do
that.
Right. But folks, please, at this point, and again, booths are full, everything's full. If you want to be a part of this year's Health Expo, it will be as a event goer. Go and come and enjoy the event. That's how it is at this point. But we want to invite the entire community to come out. Please get there early, support the Boys and Girls Club, enjoy that fun run. If you can't run, make a donation, help them out. They do such great work for youth in our community here, all over Chavez County, and Lincoln County for that. I mean, they keep going, but this particular group covers Chavez, Lincoln counties here. So that being said, support them. Come fun run or come donate. Do both, and then starting at 10 a.m. and it goes till 2. Come enjoy us at the mall. Come visit the booths. Come shop. Come get school supplies. Come get those health screenings. Come get that information. Come get those kids' sports physicals. Come get all that done, and come win some prizes. And who knows what you can walk away with on Saturday. So.
Well, and it's the 80s theme, so who knows what you'll see when you get in there.
And spirit it up.
Yeah.
You can dress 80s style to the whole expo if you want to. I mean, there's nothing to say.
And you might find a whole Tiffany in the middle of the mall singing. You just never know.
Yeah, it is a mall. I mean, kind of.
I know some of y'all have no idea what we're talking about. But back in the day,
we lived in malls in the 80s. Okay, this is this is where we conglomerated in the 80s as malls. Yes, we all hung out at the record store or whatever. Depending on the age, cassette store, cassettes, CD, depending on the era.
Well, actually, I think for most of us, it was all of it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we ultimately went through everything.
But majority of my 80s, I was cassetting it up. That was what I mostly had was cassettes. The
70s are the ones that did the 8-track.
Yeah. To be honest, it was probably 90s where CDs started really showing up in my world. It may have been like 90 because I was still rocking cassettes in 91.
Yeah, no, it was 90s. Yeah, it was somewhere in the 90s.
Because I bought Metallica's Black Album in 91 off cassette, and that was 91. So, and I wasn't fooling with CDs yet. And so that was 91. So, yeah, it was probably about 94, 95 before I started buying a CD.
And I had AC/DC and Motley Crue on vinyl.
Yeah. Yeah, and I had a few select vinyl. But and we were that weird age where vinyl was more apparent stuff.
Yes.
And an 8-track, depending on how old you were in Gen X, the 8-track had a
very, very short lifespan.
Yeah, it was very popular in the 70s there, but once the 80s hit, the cassettes kind of took over. But anyway, do any of that. Do all of the above. Dress up, I would love to see old school Pac-Man or Rubik's Cube kind of thing, or Max Headroom.
Cubert.
Yeah, Cubert, Max Headroom.
I thought it would be fun since CrossFit is in the mall.
Yeah.
To have them come out and put little obstacle course.
There you go.
And have the whole Cubert style on it.
Bouncing around. I think it'd be great.
I think it'd be fun.
Or you could go obscure, like Beastmaster. Remember 80s Beastmaster?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, go with the fur thing and the.
Yeah, I think some of those are making a comeback on that. But, we've got, for some of the booths that are going to be there, we've got, of course, Eastern New Mexico Medical Center will be there.
Yes.
We've got Anderson Bethany will be there, Chimera Presbyterian for your health care, Rio Pecos Medical Associates, Leprino won't have a booth there, but they, again, are gracious and was able to do the backpacks. Gentiva.
They're busy making cheese right now. So.
Exactly. Yeah. Which, by the way, supports the schools because they make cheese for the school pizzas.
Well, they make cheese for about everybody.
The other stores too. Yeah. Comfort Keepers. UNM's going to have 3 different booths there from 3 different departments.
Excellent.
They're even going to do some kind of DNA testing type stuff there.
Excellent. And of course, if you need home health care stuff, they're perfect people to talk to. Yeah.
Yep. Casa Maria, Sunset Via.
Very good.
Eastern New Mexico University Roswell is going to have a couple booths inside, but they're also bringing their ambulance simulator system outside.
Okay.
So if you always wanted to know what it was like to be an EMT or something, you can actually get inside. You want to ride in the ambulance, but not actually have to ride in the ambulance.
Highly recommend that way.
Yes. This is the funner way of being an ambulance.
Or if there's some young folks want to see what life in if that's a career choice,
exactly.
Maybe see a little behind the scenes what it's like. So.
Yep. We got Ocotillo Family Practice will be there. Quality Care. Casa Kids will be there.
Excellent.
There's a new Chavez County Early Childhood Coalition.
Okay.
So that'll be interesting to see what they offer.
Learn about what they're about, yeah.
We've got Familia Dental, Las Cruces Recovery System, Miracle Air, Renal Medicine Associates. That's your kidney dialysis.
Okay.
United Healthcare, Waypath Employee Benefits, Wings for Life. All those will be there. And then there's a whole bunch more. New Mexico Aging Long-Term.
And by the way, Wings for Life covers many, many different facets. I mean, it not only from health and stuff to, I know a lot of people know about their prison ministry and all that stuff, but they help a lot of young families sort out how to be families, how to do the...
Well, and they do the after-school program.
Yes, yeah. If you really want to learn budgets and the skills that you thought you thought you learned as a kid, that Wings for Life really helps families navigate to a lot.
The skills they don't teach anymore as kids.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wings for Life's a great asset for that stuff.
Yeah, and you'll be able to do dental screenings. There's vaccines. The birth certificates will be there if you were born in New Mexico.
Great.
There's another bus out there, and I can't for the life of me think of who it is.
Blowmobile? See that one?
No, they got booked in Clovis.
Okay.
They said next year that they promised they've got me scheduled in that first Saturday of August.
I know they are by the way, they could use donations. They're always in demand. But
they
I know
will have a booth there.
Okay, good.
Since we couldn't get the bus, they're going to have a booth.
Great.
So they'll get people signed up.
So please
yes.
sign up because I know they are in short supply of blood right
everybody's
now,
hurting for blood.
Mm-hmm.
Then they are out for blood.
They're literally vampiring it up for you guys.
Yes. So again, it's this Saturday. It's from 10 to 2 at the Roswell Mall.
Yes.
For the Health Expo, the fun runs check-in starts at 6:30, and the race will start at 7.
Yeah. Of course, the be-all, catch-all. If you have any questions about anything at this point, 211 is a good resource.
You can call 211.
Call, and they'll be happy to answer that. And as far as, like we said, sign-ups and all that, we're full as far as booths and all that. But you can still sign up for the fun runs. You can still sign up for mammograms and some of the services. So please, if you have any questions about that, call 211 or call Big Brothers Boys and Girls Club, and as far as fun run stuff and all that too.
Yeah.
So.
And if you really want to volunteer, we never turn down volunteers.
Absolutely.
Call 211. I can let you know what we have in the way of our schedule. We said some things we do on Friday evening.
I imagine it's all hands on deck Saturday morning when they're
Saturday
setting up
morning.
booths
We start at
up.
6.
And while people are fun running, they're fun powerlifting booths and things and moving and doing all that. So you get your workout regardless.
Yeah. And it's going to be hot this year.
Absolutely. It is going to be warm, but thank God it'll be in the mall. Hopefully all the AC will be cranking full blast on Saturday. So.
It's going to work. It's going to work, right? If you put it out into the
positive
universe,
vibes, right?
It'll happen.
That's right. Positive vibes. And if not, then ice cream guys are going to clean house on Saturday.
Yeah, there you go. I wonder if they have any in the mall.
They used to. I don't think they do right now.
I don't know.
To look.
It's been a little while since I've been out
there.
Yeah,
it's been a minute. So, but anyway, come join us this Saturday. Again, if you have any questions, 211 or Health Council Facebook, all that's a great resource on that too. So, and then just come again, 10 a.m. Just come, bring yourself, walk around, and have some fun. If you're like, what is this about? Just come, bring yourself, and stumble into a bunch of stuff. So.
Yep, you will get highly informed.
Absolutely. Did we get it all, Carrie?
I think we got it all.
Perfect. Well, thank you as always, and we'll see you here in a couple weeks, and probably much more relaxed because it'll be past the health fair, and you're kind of...
Yeah, and we'll move on to the next project.
Take a breather, minute before, Once the kids go back to school, you get a minute to break. So.
Minute. Somewhere in there, I'm going to take it a vacation, dang it. I know it.
Yeah, I know about those. Sometimes they happen. But thank you as always, Carrie.
Thank you.
All right, it is 9:47. Let's pause for news, Hannity, commercial break, and all that as well. Don't go away.
SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. Seattle police say the gunmen who opened fire last evening at a popular food festival near the Space Needle were shooting at each other. The police chief says the call of shots fired came around 6 p.m. One suspect in custody. The hunt goes on for a second suspect. The suspect in the deadly Berlin Pride attack that killed one person, injured 29, was shot dead by German police during a confrontation in a Berlin suburb. America will soon mark the 25th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks, and some of those who lost loved ones on that terrible day say they do not want New York City's mayor to attend the ceremonies at Ground Zero in New York. Watching Wall Street this morning, the Dow trading about 437 points higher, while the NASDAQ is up 98 points. More details at srnnews.com.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Now listen to this case. A monster illegal immigrant charged with murdering and sexually assaulting a helpless 2-year-old girl in rural Virginia, according to the feds. Raul Genesis Ortiz Moran, 29, in ICE custody after a 2-week investigation into the July 4th death of this child whose mother he lived with while he was here illegally coming from Mexico. This monster sexually assaulted and murdered a 2-year-old girl in Virginia, according to Homeland Security Assistant Secretary Lauren Baez in a statement. The horrific tragedy was completely avoidable. What am I saying? The most preventable national security disaster in the country.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
I'm sure you've heard about Elon Musk, SpaceX, IPO, but maybe you didn't hear this part. They desperately need one specific, highly conductive physical metal to build out their massive orbital infrastructure, silver. there's a massive 200 million ounce hole in the global supply chain. We're burning through the very last of the world's above ground inventory, and the remaining stockpiles could be wiped out, we're told, according to estimates, in as few as 36 months. Now, this could drive demand to unprecedented levels. Reach out to our friends at Goldco. You can learn more about how silver might be able to help you diversify and protect your retirement. Goldco is a top precious metals company. They're standing by to send you a free gold and silver kit. They want you to be educated about the power of precious metals. You can also qualify for an extra 10% in free silver just for getting started. Call now, 855-815-GOLD. One more time, 855-815-GOLD today.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Really strong high pressure system over the southern plains, and that'll keep things very hot for us today. Lots of sunshine. Afternoon highs at about 105. For the overnight hours, mid-70s, windy, and maybe a few clouds. And then we get more heat on Tuesday, about 105 again, and sunny skies, not too windy. 100 to 105 Wednesday and Thursday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Oil prices have eased and Wall Street opened sharply higher this morning as the U.S. and Iran paused their attacks on each other. There are hopes for renewed talks to get the ceasefire back on track and potentially end the war. Oil prices sank almost 7%. Shares of Chinese memory chip maker CXMT have soared as the company began trading in Shanghai, in mainland China's biggest IPO in recent years. CXMT, founded 10 years ago, raised at least $8.6 billion with the IPO. It is China's leading memory chip manufacturer, making chips that are used in areas including AI servers and consumer electronics like smartphones. President Trump will talk about the economy and his economic policy when he visits a GM plant today in suburban Detroit. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
The sizzling summer savings event is on now at Roswell Nissan. Now through the end of the month, get massive savings across the lot on an amazing selection of new and pre-owned vehicles. And that's not all. Get 0% for up to 60 months on select 2026 Nissan Rogue, Frontier, Murano, and Pathfinder. Make this summer road trip season a little hotter with the help of the hottest lot in southeastern New Mexico. But these sizzling savings won't last. Get to the sizzling summer savings event on now at Roswell Nissan. 2111 West 2nd. Craving a true taste of Santa Fe right here in Roswell? Head to Tia Sophia's. Enjoy homemade sopapillas, our famous homemade red and green sauces, and that perfect Christmas sauce blend. Now hosting dinners Thursday through Saturday and open 7 days a week for breakfast and lunch. Bring the whole family. Come experience authentic northern New Mexican flavors. Tia Sophia's Roswell, turning Roswell red and green. Right on the corner of 4th and Richardson in Roswell.
Do you have missing teeth or would like them replaced? If you think dental implants are not affordable, think again. At Maupin & Brown Dentistry, their goal has always been to provide the highest quality dentistry in a state-of-the-art office at a reasonable price. They routinely treat patients that have traveled out of town for a consultation but cannot afford the treatment quoted. If this sounds like your story, come in today. As one of New Mexico's largest users of the world-class Nobel implants, they're able to purchase in volume and pass the savings on to you. So if you're missing a tooth or have loose dentures, call today for a free evaluation, which includes a free 3D x-ray. You'll be given treatment options and an honest evaluation with no hard sell, no arm twisting. But don't take our word for it. Just ask one of the thousands of patients they've treated. Maupin & Brown Dentistry, your choice for experienced, affordable, state-of-the-art dentistry. Call 627-0141 or visit maupinbrown.com.
Hats off to 90 years. The 90th annual Lee County Fair and PRCA Rodeo, July 31st through August 8th. Experience the arts and crafts showcase, carnival rides, commercial vendors, livestock shows, Pioneer Iron Chef contest, the Fiddlers contest, mutton busting, junior livestock sale, special rodeo, and exhibits in the Yucca building. Plus, enjoy some of the best fair food in New Mexico. And don't miss PRCA Extreme Bulls on Tuesday, August 4th. Get more info at LeeCountyFair.net. The 90th annual Lee County Fair and PRCA Rodeo, July 31st through August 8th at the fairgrounds in Lovington. Hats off to 90 years. The 90th annual Lee County Fair and PRCA Rodeo, July 31st through August 8th. Experience the arts and crafts showcase, carnival rides, commercial vendors, livestock shows, Pioneer Iron Chef contest, the Fiddlers contest, mutton busting, junior livestock sale, special rodeo, and exhibits in the Yucca building. Plus, enjoy some of the best fair food in New Mexico. And don't miss PRCA Extreme Bulls on Tuesday, August 4th. Get more info at LeeCountyFair.net. The 90th annual Lee County Fair and PRCA Rodeo, July 31st through August 8th at the fairgrounds in Lovington. When you need a good vacuum cleaner, you need a store that really sucks. Like Vacuums Plus near the corner of South Main and Poe. Vacuums Plus has new top-of-the-line vacuum cleaners that really suck. They have used vacuum cleaners for as low as $15 that suck too. They have bags and belts to fit just about every vacuum ever made. Vacuums Plus even services vacuum cleaners. So, when you think of vacuum cleaners, think of Vacuums Plus, across from Andrew's Donuts on South Main. Vacuums Plus really sucks.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Really smart. Unfortunately, I didn't check if I left the pizza box on top of my car before driving home. Not smart. Oh, and a semi just turned my deep dish into a thin crust.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Got beef? We do. RC Ranch is offering up premium beef jerky the way it should be. Only Wagyu beef is used in this jerky, and you'll taste the difference. Handmade on a fifth-generation family-owned Texas ranch, RC Ranch beef jerky is quality beef with a variety of flavors to satisfy any craving you may have. You can order now and save, too. Just go to r-cranch.com and use promo code RADIO10. Hey, it's time to get your meat on.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Bamboo plants can grow up to 36 inches in a day. So if you're told you're growing like a weed, you can say, no, I'm growing like a bamboo. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. We're closing in on 9:57. Got a few minutes here before we wrap up the show. If you missed any part of the show, I invite you to check it out at your leisure. Just log on to ksvptv.com. Click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel to find our stuff there. We had Chaves County Manager Bill Williams. He joined us Friday. We replayed that interview in the 7 o'clock hour. And then, of course, in the 8 o'clock hour, we replayed our interview we had with the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. And then just a few minutes ago, we had Carrie Moore join us with the Chaves County Health Council talking about the big health fair this Saturday out at the Roswell Mall, beginning 10 a.m. Actually, the fun run and all that begins at like 7, and then the actual event itself begins at 10 o'clock on Saturday.
The fun run.
Yeah.
Yep. Should be good.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of trailers, since I've become the trailer guy this morning, I also stumbled upon a trailer that you might be interested in for a movie coming out in October to Apple TV Plus.
All right.
Called Matchbox.
Matchbox.
Apparently, they're making a movie based on the tiny toy cars.
Like a documentary or like a movie?
Like a movie. Like a movie.
Like a kid's movie?
No. Comedy. An action comedy, apparently, starring John Cena.
Okay.
Where he enlists. I haven't seen the trailer yet. I'm gonna try to pull it up and I'll send it to you. He enlists a group of his childhood friends. He works for the CIA or some government agency, and he enlists his childhood friends to go on a mission with him.
Okay.
A high stakes mission, apparently. That's what I know so far. So I'm not really sure what the tie-in is with Matchbox.
Okay.
If it's like, we get to play cars like we did when we were kids, I'm not sure what it's going to be.
Yeah.
I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt because nobody expected the Lego movie to be as good as it was.
Right.
Like from both the perspective of the story they told with the Legos to the story they told with Will Ferrell and his son.
Right.
I mean, all in all, and
then now I have so many questions. I'm like, now it's called Matchbox.
As far as I know, it's called.
Now, are we going to go strictly with the Matchbox? Because that's a British company. Like they bought out Hot Wheels. Is the like if you want to get into the lore of things. Hot Wheels is like the American version, and guess what? Hot Wheels bought it all out. Now Mattel owns it all. But Matchbox was basically the British version, and they fit in the Matchbox. And those cars were more, if you notice, the Hot Wheels went crazy with the cars. There's a whole go watch the History Channel thing about it.
Yeah, I am curious about how this is gonna work. But it's based. It just sounds like kind of like Fast and the Furious, but light, because there's gonna be a lot of, I'm sure,